You're listening to the Sports Scramble Podcast, where four friends serve up a weekly plate of sports with a side of SEC bias. Now, here are your hosts, Chet, Jacob, Wade, and Tyler.
Let's go!
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of Sports Scramble Podcast. I'm your host, Chet. I'm joined by Tyler and Jacob, and I guess we're kicking Wade off the show because he's not here. His South Carolina Gamecocks take down the number 5 ranked Tennessee Volunteers, and he's just not going to show up. No, he's got.
Yeah, this would have been the show for him.
Yeah, I know. He'd be out here chanting, throwing around. I mean, we even got Spencer Rattler back there on the backdrop. And he's not here. So we miss you, Wade. Well, I don't know if he's ever going to come back, but we'll see. He's got some family in town for Thanksgiving. So we'll give him a break this time. Hopefully we'll have him back for next week's show. But how are y'all doing tonight, boys? You have a good weekend? I know, Fletch, you were working at the Home Depot shutting it down. So how was that?
I haven't been shutting it down. I've been opening it up lately. So, yeah, some early mornings, but it's good to be on. I'm a little tired, but I'm ready to talk some sports and some college football.
There you go. What time did you start this morning?
Well, it started yesterday morning. I was up at 5:15 because I had to be at work at 6. And then this morning I was up at 7:15, had to be at work at 8. So, 2 early days.
That's so fun. You know, I was at Home Depot yesterday, and I almost owned the place because I almost got hit by 2 falling ladders. And I actually went to go buy some seed for my grass because, as y'all know, I've been working on that. The dogs aren't making it easy on me with the cold weather, and it's just I'm putting some winter grass back there. That's what happens when you have a house. You turn into an old man. So,
and you ask your fellow co-host
what to buy. Exactly. I knew that you would be the expert in what to buy at Home Depot. But I'm carrying it. You know, it's a 50-pound bag. I'm carrying it with 2 hands, walking down the aisle, and I see the employee walk away from the little cabinet where the ladders are at. And for some reason, I just stopped for a second, and then, badoosh, a big old 10-foot ladder just comes crashing down right in front of me. I was like, oh, thank you, God, looking out for me up there. And then the second one falls. I was like, oh, you better, hey, buddy, you better come lock these in. And he just shook his head and walked up there. It looked like it had been happening all day to him. So hopefully nobody else got hit by those. Tyler, what you been up to this weekend?
Pretty chill weekend. It's been a very busy week since the Pelicans are on a 6-game home stretch. That stretch will end tomorrow. Then we'll get a week off for Thanksgiving and then be right back at it after. So pretty chill weekend. I mean, I just been, chilling around the house, watching college football, watching the start of the World Cup today. So good being a sports fan. All the sports, are going on. So can't complain.
So how'd the Pelicans do? Did they win all 6? I think they dropped 1, huh?
Yeah, they won 3 straight. They beat the Grizzlies. They beat the Bulls, and they lost to the Celtics. Celtics are pretty good. I mean, they're going to be a contender not only in the East, in the finals, and they wrap it up tomorrow with the Warriors. So we'll see, but it definitely has been a good home stretch for them. They're able to pick up some wins. So, I mean, the West that you look at right now, like the Jazz are in first place, but I mean, Pelicans are 9-7 now, only 2 games out of first place. So honestly, it's way better start than last year from going, 3-14 to start to this. So definitely take it, especially with Zion not playing, but he is going to be able to go tomorrow night. So should be able to get a full strength against the Warriors.
Tyler, you should have had the man come on for an interview. I mean, you got the connections now working for the Pelicans. Yeah. Hey, Z, come on, hop on the Sports Scramble. We'll get a quick interview with you. I think that would just take us to the moon if we could get Zion on the show. That would be fun. But I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, Sports Scramble Podcast brought to you by Belly Up Media. Check over our friends over there. The link will be in our bio. They got podcasts all over the place. They got NBA podcasts. Tyler might be able to hop on there, talk some Pelicans, and maybe bring Zion onto their show too. So we'll see. But we have Thanksgiving coming up this week. So I wanted to ask y'all before we get into the sports talk, what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal? We'll go Fudge first. What are you going for first on the buffet line at Thanksgiving?
Well, buffet line. I probably go. It's kind of generic though, but I'm a big turkey guy. I just like I'll dive right into the turkey
Straight up
first.
turkey.
It's either turkey or mashed potatoes first. It's one of the two.
Now, are you a guy that separates all his food on the plate, or is it just like thrown on there? It's all going to the same place. Might as well make it into a casserole and throw it down the hatch.
See, I'm one of those that section it off. See, I'm not the person that tosses it all on there and goes full crazy on it. But no, I do eat a lot.
Well, yeah,
but it's
what's sick. Pushing 200, like, yeah, you got to eat a lot.
But no, like Thanksgiving is probably one of my favorite holidays, just because of family and I get to eat my weight in food. So it is nice to scarf down some turkey and some mashed potatoes.
Are you going? How do y'all do it? You bake the turkey in the oven? We're talking fried turkey.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going to happen this week because I'm traveling, so I'm not sure. But my aunt's probably going to be cooking a lot, so it's going to be some good cooking. So I'm looking forward to it.
You can't really fry a turkey up there in Pennsylvania when it's
probably
really. 2 feet of snow right now. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yes.
Tyler, what's your go-to on the Thanksgiving spread?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much everything. Down here, usually my grandmother likes to cook gumbo. I try to stay away from that from Thanksgiving because I want to like eat something that I usually don't eat every week. So I try and stay away from that. I usually, go for the turkey first as well. I mean, it's Thanksgiving. I mean, that's iconic. Go for the ham. You got to get your meats first before you can get your starches and all that. So I usually put some corn. It's corn on there, and then some casseroles. I like to stay away from all the yams and stuff. I don't really like that. And then once I'm done with that, it doesn't stop there. Got to go for the desserts and just put a full plate of that, and then do it again for dinner. Pretty much that's how it usually rolls at my house. We actually have to do it on Friday since my sister cannot get down here until Friday. She's working on Thanksgiving, so we have to postpone our Thanksgiving festivities till Friday.
Yeah, you got a Black Friday. You can't be out there shopping. You gonna be at home eating Thanksgiving food.
We usually bypass the Black Friday shopping. I mean, we mainly just do our Christmas shopping online. I'm gonna definitely use code Fanatics. I think that I'm gonna get my sister's dog an LSU jersey, so I'm gonna make sure to use our code once I do that.
Yeah, once we figure out what the code is, we'll throw it up here once we get to that segment on the show. But Tyler already getting a little I'll go ahead and throw the link up there. A little sprinkle of Fanatics. We'll get the code for you towards the middle of the show when we get into the to that segment. But yeah, if you want to use our code right there for Black Friday, I'm sure. I mean, they already got their normal like 65% off sales, but I'm sure Black Friday, hey, it might be 85% off. Don't quote me on that. Don't tell Fanatics that we said that, but we got Chew coming in here with sweet potato casserole is elite. I agree with you there. My favorite, it's another casserole, green bean casserole.
Really?
Green bean casserole, dude. I'll make my plate. I always go turkey first because you got to make sure you got enough room on your plate for the turkey. 4 or 5 pieces of turkey.
What my family does, it's like this baked spaghetti. It's kind of like a baked like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
So good. Got to put it on your plate every time. And also, my favorite dessert, I'll get into that pumpkin bread every time.
Pumpkin bread? Yeah. I'm not a big pumpkin guy, but I'll dabble in it around Halloween.
Yeah.
Eat a few pumpkin seeds after you carve a pumpkin.
You definitely put in the calories, but back at the gym on Monday.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Trying to lose it all again.
I'm getting a text comment here from old Matt Jones. YouTube's not letting him comment, but he says he's a big pecan pie guy.
Okay.
So
I can see that.
Yeah, definitely. I can throw some pies down.
Come on, you're from the South.
So
pecan.
speaking of,
I was gonna say pecan, but he typed it out. Pecan pie. So I had to say it like that.
Speaking of you mentioning green bean casserole, I was on my way to work this morning and the radio was on it. They were talking a little bit about Thanksgiving meals like we're talking about, and
I'm already getting hungry already.
I know.
Somebody mentioned some more food. They mentioned there is a beverage company out there that has a green bean casserole flavored seltzer.
That is just
yes.
I don't think I'm
Stay away from
that.
I mean, I'll eat the green bean casserole at Thanksgiving, but to like drink it as a flavor, no, thank you.
Yeah, I love it, but yeah, that ain't happening.
They said that the seltzer has a sweet, earthy, and buttery flavor. Could you imagine drinking a seltzer that has a sweet, earthy, and buttery flavor?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna
It
pass
probably
on
tastes
that one.
like that body wash that Chet and I had whenever we stayed at the the Marriott in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Well, I forget what was the
The eucalyptus plant.
yeah, it was called eucalyptus plant, and it smelled awful.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm just gonna bathe in the hand soap that we have at the
right.
sink because this stuff sucks.
Out there on the golf
Yeah, no,
course,
I don't.
smell like eucalyptus.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think I'm trying the seltzer
No
creamy
thanks.
casserole flavor. But hey, if someone wants us, to try it and sends it to me, I'll do it. I'll give it a shot. But no, yeah, my favorite thing is the green bean casserole. Gotta go. My uncle makes some great baked mac and cheese. So you load up with the green bean
Yep.
casserole, the baked mac and cheese. I skip the yams, like Tyler said, not a yam guy. Mashed potatoes, gravy. Have the gravy. You make like a gravy bowl and then have it
Yeah.
rolling into the
Drizzle it
turkey.
down.
Yeah, and it just kind of like ends up
Yeah.
being a soup on your plate, basically at that point. I know Fudge doesn't like that, but I just combine it all, throw it back with some bread, maybe a nice cold beer.
You gotta get the bread. Can't
Shout
forget
out
about the
Buffalo
bread.
Bayou Brewing Company. I don't have a beer with me tonight. I forgot to grab one, but I might enjoy one after this for the Sunday night football game. And then, you eat it. You take like an hour nap because all the chemicals in the turkey that make you tired.
Yep.
And then you watch some Thursday football.
Or you
watching
just watch
football
the Lions and they'll put you to sleep.
Yeah, that's usually what happens is the Lions are on Thursday, which we got the Bills versus the Lions this week, so it may be a shootout. The Lions are on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
Bills are looking good, so we'll just go ahead and dive into it. We're going to start with some NFL talk because we got a special guest coming on later in the show once Yellowstone finishes up. He couldn't miss Yellowstone, and they wouldn't let him record it. So I've got mine recorded, ready to rock and roll as soon as we wrap up the show. But we got Neil in here talking to Matt. We got our
got some interaction in the comments.
Our audience talking to each other now. So that's NASCAR Neil. For those who don't recognize his name, we'll have to have him on again soon.
Yeah.
Let's jump into some football games. We got on Thursday in the NFL, the Bills versus the Lions, Giants versus Cowboys, Patriots versus the Vikings. Out of those three, Futch, which one do you think will put you to sleep faster after eating that turkey?
I don't know. Read them to me again. Let me think on it.
Bills versus Lions, Giants versus Cowboys, Patriots versus Vikings.
I
think it's a pretty good.
I think it's
pretty good Thanksgiving slate.
I think it's Patriots Vikings. I think it's Patriots Vikings only because of what has happened in the NFC this year. It's kind of wild what's happened in that division. I mean, that game between the Cowboys and the Giants really could determine who comes out in the division.
That's a rivalry game right there. I mean, they hate each other, so that's going to be fun to watch.
Even though they're halfway across the country from each other, but
that
doesn't make any sense, and they're in the same division. But I've never understood why Dallas is in that division anyways. I thought it would always be crazy if Dallas was in the NFC South.
That would make the most sense.
And they kicked out Carolina. And I always thought that would make things really interesting. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah,
that's my take.
We got Neil chiming in here with a comment about his upset team of the week. Mm-hmm. Yep, he was one of you and Tyler were the only one to hit it. We're going to cover that once we get to the college football segment, but we'll give a little shout out to NASCAR Neil on that. With who was it? Navy over
UCF? Navy over UCF. Yep. Hit it on the nail. And it was an early morning kickoff. We'll get to it though.
Good pick there, Neil. Yeah, Futch, I got to agree with you. Patriots-Vikings probably going to be the slowest one that day. Considering how they played today, the Vikings only scored 3 points, pulled their starters before the fourth quarter started, which sucks because I needed like some garbage time touchdown to Justin Jefferson for my fantasy team. So that didn't happen. And the Patriots won which it was exciting. They won on a last-second punt return to win 10-7 against the Jets. It was 3-3 until 25 seconds left in the game. So, but I'm looking forward to that Bills versus Lions game. I think that one's going to be a high scoring. You got the Bills high power offense, and the Lions have figured it out. They were on a 3-game win streak. What's his name? Jared Goff is looking good to Mr. St. Brown, just racking up points for me. So I'm excited for that one. That's the early slate too.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think that game's going to be as high scoring as you think. I really think the Lions defense will hold the Bills to under 30 points. I don't think they're going to have any problem with that. They're definitely a better defense than they look on paper. So, I mean, they gave Green Bay a ton of problems, and, you saw what happened there. So I just think if their secondary is active, I mean, unpopular opinion, but I think that the Lions secondary is top 5 in the league. Actually, I think they struggle front 7-wise, but I think secondary-wise, they're right up there.
Okay. Throwing some NFL knowledge on us. We don't typically talk NFL that much on this show. We'll have to start with NFL, and then we'll go to college football. We normally run out of time.
That way we don't get lost.
Yeah, Tyler, which game is your sleeper game that you're not going to worry about? Well, I guess you won't be eating on Thursday, but maybe you'll get some turkey from Walmart or something. So get a little nice sandwich. Which one's your sleeper game? Which one's got the potential to be the best?
I feel like the best one is going to be that Giants-Cowboys at the 3:30 slot. I think the sleeper one, I feel like a lot of people are just thinking that the Lions are going to get blown out because the Thanksgiving tradition is the Lions always lose on Thanksgiving and always get blown out. But I feel like the way that they've been playing, especially their running game, especially Jamal Williams. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns in their win today. So I feel like, the Lions, the record is 4-6, but I feel like the talent-wise, they're a better football team. I mean, like Jacob mentioned, I think I agree with him. I think this could be more of a defensive game. I mean, the Bills offense, I know that they, just played in this same home field. They had to move their game because 6 feet of snow. So they are used to playing at Ford Field already. So maybe this was a tune-up game. They're able, to get the win against the Browns. I know it wasn't pretty at times, but I think that's probably going to be the sleeper one. The Patriots and Vikings one is probably the game that I'm probably not going to watch. I just feel like that's going to be too lopsided. I feel like the Vikings are going to bounce back. The Patriots just don't have an offense to really contend with Kirk Cousins in that offense. So I know it's the night game, but it's the same time frame of the Egg Bowl, and I'm
going to be tuned into that
rather than the Vikings and the Patriots. So I'm definitely going to tune into the Giants and the Cowboys, like Jacob mentioned. I know everyone's talking about the Eagles, but I feel like the winner of this one, still has because even the Eagles, they got the win today, but they haven't looked
pretty
hot. These last 2 weeks, they just barely snuck out a win today against Jeff Saturday's Colts.
Yeah, have we always had 3 NFL games on Thanksgiving?
We have. It hasn't always been. They added the night game. It's always been the morning game, and then it's only been 2 teams playing, the Lions and then the Cowboys, and then they added a Saturday, not a Saturday night, the night game.
Yeah.
I think that's been perfect. I mean, we've had really good night games. I mean, going back, I know that we're all Saints fans. I was like the Falcons and the Saints one whenever it was
fun.
David Onyemata just stiff arm Matt Ryan, and just because of that play, he got a turkey.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. They give out turkey legs for the players of the game. I think they're doing really something special for John Madden this year. So that's really good for the NFL to do. They're going to do a John Madden player of the game and give him something special. So I think that's really good.
A new car.
Yeah, it's going to be something that.
A free copy of Madden.
I don't know. John Madden didn't miss a turkey meal. I know that much because I don't know if it was stress, but the longer he spent coaching in the NFL, the rounder he got. It was like he started slim.
Coach in the NFL.
He started slim. Well, yeah. I mean, look at
Andy Reid.
Look at Andy Reid. Yeah, that guy he's resorted to drawing mustaches on his players' faces in planes on State Farm
commercials. I love those. I mean, I felt like it was always Lions versus Packers, wasn't it? I guess this year they decided.
It was Lions Packers, and then sometimes it was Lions Bears.
Yeah. That would have been. Well, I like seeing.
And they always wear those awful throwback uniforms, have nothing on their helmet. It's just a silver helmet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? It might be a home game for the Bills. All their fans might have just stayed there. Be like, you know what? It's only in 4 days.
They're going to bring the tables. Yeah. They're going to just have a staycation.
That's another thing, though. I really think they should have picked a different location, other than Detroit. Might have been the only one available. Well, think about all the places you could play.
Well, and a dome. Yeah, I think they probably didn't want to have they probably didn't want to have the weather be a factor since they were already moving this.
Yeah,
you just don't want to like travel back. You just want to stay there because that big snowstorm is going
through. Did Minnesota?
It was at home.
They played at home today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Dallas probably would have been too far for both teams, and then having to travel again on a short week like that because that's the Bills. They would have. Were they would have been the away team, or no? It was in Buffalo.
They were the home team today.
Yeah, so then they would have been traveling on a short week to Detroit. So they probably just made it Detroit and let them stay there.
Right.
I don't know if y'all saw the tweet I sent y'all. There was like a carnival going on in the stadium Friday night, and then they just boxed that sucker up.
I saw that.
Made it ready.
Another thing was neighbors of Bills players were shoveling snow that way they can get all the way to the airport. So that's Bills
awesome.
Mafia. 100%. I mean, that's like the best fan base in the NFL.
I mean,
I watched the D tackle. I think it was one of the defensive tackles for the Bills. He opens his garage door, and there was just a wall, and his dog standing there, just a wall of snow. He's like, "Oh my god!"
You gotta go back inside. You have to
I thought his dog was gonna jump into it. Like you see the videos of the dogs just go straight in it, jump right through it. I thought we were gonna see that.
And you just see the snow turn yellow.
Yeah.
Well, Fudge, you're the one with the snow expertise. What do you do in that situation? Where do your dogs go when they got to go to the bathroom?
You make a little patch, kind of shovel out a little patch and say, "Here you go. Here is your small little 2x2 square where you can do your business." And
I guess it's tough when it's a 6-foot wall of snow and you can't get out of your garage.
Those dogs are smart. If it's cold, they're not going to spend a long time out there like they do when it's hot outside.
They're going to do their business and get on inside.
And they say, "I'm going back inside."
Yeah, I'm sure y'all saw it. They were expecting 6 feet of snow. And it's funny because Nick Chubb's only 5'10" and Zach Moss is only 5'7". So the running backs wouldn't have been able to play in Buffalo anyway. So they would have had no running game. So it's a good thing they moved it to Detroit there. I'm surprised. Go ahead.
Imagine being a season ticket holder in Buffalo and they clear the field of all that snow and it's just all on the side of they just kind of pile it up there against the wall.
You can't see.
Like the first 10 rows are just nothing. You can't see anything. I mean, just season ticket holder, and you gotta you need one of those you remember like the telescope things with the box and they went up and
you gotta it reflects up into the sky and then you can see it.
Yeah, that's what you need.
I'm surprised Buffalo. I mean, they just unveiled some drawings for their new stadium. I'm surprised this one doesn't have a roof. Like you would think that they were expecting this issue. But I guess they're like, the NFL will figure it out. They'll move us whenever we need to. So
I think it's home field advantage. I think they use it as an advantage. I mean,
when you can't play in 6 feet worth of snow. I mean,
I don't think they care. Well, it doesn't happen too often during the football season where you get 6 feet of snow like that. I mean, if it was 3 feet, they'll clear the field and they'll play. Yeah. Which normally, by that time it'll melt. But yeah, they had a big snowstorm move through. I mean, that doesn't happen normally in mid-November. So yeah, that was pretty strange to see that. But seeing the guys roll around in the snow is kind of funny to me because I mean, there's been some great snow games in the last 10 years.
The snow games, they're awesome.
It's been great.
So someone that doesn't have to worry about snow would be the New Orleans Saints because they play in a dome. Tyler, I didn't get to watch it because I'm in Houston. And the Texans are awful. Texans were playing on Fox, and so they showed that game. But break it down for us. I know Andy Dalton had a pretty good game. Yeah. Chris Olave had some great catches, long touchdown catch. What did you see from the Saints this week?
Yeah, this was really a must-win for the Saints. I mean, they're technically still not out of the playoff contention, but they still got a long way to go. The Rams, I mean, their offense was just terrible. I mean, I know that they had like 2 touchdowns, one Allen Robinson. They had that big touchdown play to Tutu Atwell. But once Matthew Stafford got out of the game, it was over for them because Bryce Perkins, all he could really do was run the ball. But I think that Andy Dalton did pretty good. I mean, he only threw 4 incomplete passes throughout the day. We saw Jarvis Landry get a touchdown. That was his first touchdown in a Saints uniform. Chris Olave had a touchdown and over 100 receiving yards. I think he's my pick for the Rookie of the Year. There's really no one that's even close to his performance in this rookie season. And then we saw Juwan Johnson pick up his 5th touchdowns in 5 games. So I think this was definitely a much needed game. The offense the past 2 weeks have really been shut down, and the way they put up 27 points against a very good Rams defense, definitely a good win for the Saints, and they'll travel to San Francisco in a tough game against the Niners next week.
Hey, Juwan Johnson's a sneaky stash
Pick
on
him
the
up.
fantasy
Pick
team.
him up.
If you're looking for
a consistent touchdown performer, so I would pick him up if he's not, if he's available.
Yeah, especially if you had Zach Ertz, and he's out for the rest of the season, like I had him. I went with Dalton Schultz because he was available and didn't do too much today. But yeah, I should have gone Juwan Johnson because he has been touchdown, 5 in a row. So, Fletch, you were at Home Depot, but did you get to follow it any?
Yeah, on the crappy signal in the break room, yes, I followed it a little bit and saw a tiny bit of the Saints game at the end there with the Rams kicking the field goal to stay down by 7. I think that New Orleans is in a strange spot because they're playing in the worst division in the NFL right now. I think the NFC South is the worst division in the NFL right now.
It just, I don't think a team has a winning record.
No. There's a 500
team.
Is
5-5.
So yeah, it's pretty bad. It speaks a lot considering that we thought the AFC West might be the worst. I mean, based on that, and Kansas City was going to run away with it, but the Chargers are still 2 games back, and there's still a couple teams in contention. But I'm just shocked at some of what's happened in the standings itself. I mean, the fact that Tennessee is 7-3 and leading the AFC South is pretty impressive. You've been without Ryan Tannehill a couple of weeks. So, I mean, your young guy, Malik Willis, has had to play a little bit and has done enough for them to win some football games. And they're pretty sad, too, there in the AFC South. Both Southern divisions in the NFL are playing absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, it ain't looking great. But the Titans they're 7-3. They're all AFC teams that lead their divisions are all 7-3. Chiefs are still playing, so we'll see what happens with them. But speaking of all the divisions, I know Tyler and I talked a little bit before the show. We had some takes before the season started on our division winners, and I think they're way off than what we started with.
Most part.
I don't even remember what they were. Tyler, do you remember what your division winners were?
I know I had the Bills, the Ravens, the Titans, and the Chargers. So right now I'm 3 for 4.
There you go. Yeah, I don't remember who I had, but
NFC. I did not have the Seahawks leading. I did not have the Vikings winning. I had the Packers. So
yeah, I don't think any of us saw the Seahawks.
I mean, for the most part, I only got like 4 divisions wrong right now.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and pick who we got for the rest of the year. I mean, who do you think's finishing the AFC East on top?
It's a 2-team race. I think I know that the Patriots and the Jets are 1 team out, but to me, it's still the Bills. I mean, I know that the Dolphins have been doing really good, especially with Tua, the way that he's been playing. Then they played the 1-2 punch of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but I just got to go with Buffalo. I mean, their defense can really carry them even when their offense isn't on. But I feel like with Josh Allen still there, you can't really bet against them. So I'm going to go Buffalo winning that division still.
Okay, I like it. I'm sticking with the Dolphins. I think they're going to ride this thing out to the end. I hate to say it, but I think Josh Allen's injury may come into play at the end of the season.
That's
not a
concerning down the stretch. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was in baseball, he would be
he'd be done. He'd be having Tommy John surgery.
You can manage it, but we'll see. How long he can manage that.
Fletch, who do you got taking home the crown of AFC East at the end of the year?
Right now I'm probably going to roll with the Dolphins as well, the same as you, Chet. I just feel like their schedule sets up nice for them. No tough games really back to back. Looking at it, still got to play the Bills again, but I think that they're set up in a good spot right now. They have, I think, the best offensive weapons in the AFC. And I think that they ultimately will win that division. I don't think they're going to make it much farther than that because the teams outside of there can give Miami some problems. Miami's always played well in the division for the most part. It's outside of the division that gets them in trouble with some teams out west. So, I mean, they still do have a couple of teams out west to play. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I can see them, being a 10-win team pretty easily with what's left on their schedule.
Well, I think we can all have a general consensus. AFC West is the Chiefs. We're all in agreement on that.
Yeah, I'm changing back to the Chiefs.
I don't know. I really don't know anymore.
Futch is just always got to stir the pot. Who do you got? The Broncos making a comeback here?
No, the Broncos are terrible, and the fact that the fact that the Raiders beat them on a last-second touchdown by Devontae Adams is pretty sad. Both of those teams are terrible, so neither of them, both 3-7, they're awful. I do think the Chargers.
That touchdown, real quick. I just want to note that my wife's fantasy team is outscoring everybody in the league the past 2 weeks that we've got that in. Thanks to Devontae Adams and Jonathan Taylor remembering how to play football. So
I knew that team wasn't done. I mean, they had talent, but once the wide receivers got going, now JT's going. I wouldn't be surprised if she won it all.
Well, she's got to make the playoffs first.
Well, I think that's going to be a possibility. I mean, there's not really that one team that's been at the top of the standings.
Yeah. So all right, Fudge, finish up your point on AFC West. Who do you got?
I mean, the Chargers are only 2 games back right now. I think that their schedule coming up sets up okay because you do have to play divisional leaders in their next 2. Later on. After it's probably 3 and 4 weeks from now. You got to play the 2 leaders of the AFC South and the AFC East. So I think that those could be problems. But your next game coming up, you're playing against the Cardinals and the Raiders. The nice thing is you have the Dolphins at home. It can be a tough place to play in SoFi. So, I mean, I do think that might give them a little bit of an advantage. But the Colts, I don't think, are going to have a problem any close on the season at the Broncos. So I still think that they can do it. A lot of things have to happen. The Chiefs got to struggle a little bit. But I think it could be a 1-game finish there between the 2 teams.
I agree with you on that one. AFC North. Who do you got, Tyler?
I think it's once again 2 teams here. Either it's going to be the Ravens or the Bengals. Like I mentioned, the preseason, I thought it was ultimately going to come down to that. In the preseason, I went with the Ravens. So I guess I'll just be consistent. It hurts my heart to pick against the Bengals, but I'm going to go with the Ravens. I know that, their really offense has been real spotty, especially today, only scoring 13 points against the young Panthers defense. But Baltimore's defense, I mean, ever since the additions of Roquan Smith, I think, that's been one of the top defense in the league. So I think, they're going to be, sticking it out. They do have the head-to-head right now against Cincinnati, so that helps. So I'll go with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
I want to say the Bengals, but it all depends on Jamar coming back healthy. I mean, they still have a good offense, but Joe definitely looks different without Jamar Chase out there. I mean, that's his guy. They talked about him playing this week, but I think he'll end up playing next week. But I mean, we'll see what happens when he comes back, if he's fully healed or not. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals. I think they're gonna get it done.
Really?
Yep. I think that the duo is gonna get back rolling. And
I need Jamar to be back for my fantasy team because I've been on a losing skid.
I got the Ravens winning it. I think they're going to win it by 3 games, to be honest with you. The Ravens have the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL to finish the season. So they're 7-3 right now. A lot of people counted them out after a couple losses early on in the season. I think they still have a chance to be maybe the top seed in the AFC, actually, with the way they could finish out if they take advantage of the opportunity. As far as the Bengals go, next 2 weeks, you got to play divisional leaders in the AFC. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there if they can hold their own. If they can split those, I think they're still alive a little bit. But if you lose both of those games or, 2 games back to back the rest of the way, I think you can write that off, especially since Tyler said, the head-to-head did go to Baltimore earlier in the year.
AFC South, I don't really think we need to talk about this. The
No,
Titans
not
are
really.
far enough ahead. They're
It's
going to
easy.
take that
It's not even
division.
going to be close.
The Colts may make a run at it now that they're playing a little better with Jeff Saturday as their head coach. But
The pancake block himself.
Yeah. We're going to save the NFC East for last because I think that one's going to be the craziest.
That's going to be the best division.
We'll go with the NFC South. Fudge, I'm going to let you start it off in the NFC. You think the Bucs finish it? I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it's really anyone's race at this point. I mean,
yeah, it is. It is. I think the only team out of contention is Carolina. I don't think they have a chance right now. I don't think they know where they're at as far as quarterback goes. They got Baker playing sometimes. They got PJ Walker playing. I don't think they know what they're doing, to be honest with you. They've got some problems. I think a team that's sneaky that can win it is the Falcons. I think that they do have a chance with what's coming up. The Saints have started to click on offense a little bit. But you do have some tough games coming up. You're like Tyler mentioned, you're going out west, and then you got to go back down to the Bucs and play a tough Monday night game.
You got to win that one if you want a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you lose that game, it's all but over. I think that the Falcons have the best opportunity, even though Tom Brady has proven that he is lightning against the Falcons. I think that they still have a chance somehow with their defense.
You know what would be crazy? If the Saints managed to figure out a way to win the rest of their divisional games and win the NFC South and make it into the playoffs. Nobody would have saw that at
I even think if they made the playoffs, I mean, that'd be as far as they get because
but you make the playoffs. I mean, it's a stepping stone. With us missing it last year.
The Saints franchise is a stepping stone, sir.
Yeah, it's not great right now. I don't think Dennis Allen's the answer, but we'll see what they do at the end of the year. Tyler, who do you got NFC South?
I still think it's Tampa Bay. I mean, Atlanta. They're okay.
Show some promise with Mariota.
They have like a lot of hype. I mean, today they were able to beat, a good Bears team. I know that their record doesn't show you. Their offense has been clicking. I mean, Cordell Patterson had like a 105-yard kickoff return.
That's the record, NFL record for kickoff return.
But I'm not going to go against Tom Brady ever. So give me the Bucs still.
Okay. NFC North.
Hold on.
Really
last thing in the NFC South, I think that if the Falcons end up winning the division over the Bucs, I think that the Falcons should throw a party for Tom Brady and Giselle. I think they should celebrate and thank Tom Brady in a lovely letter to him for his life problems with his divorce that they end up winning, because that's the only reason that the Falcons would win the division.
There you go. NFC North, not much the Lions can do or Packers can do. I think this is the Vikings.
That's a runaway.
Even though they got destroyed by the Cowboys today, I think it's.
But okay, listen, who in here picked the Packers to win the division?
Hey, he's owning up.
Let's be honest.
I did.
I think Wade picked the Packers as well.
I think we all did.
I didn't pick the Packers. I picked the Vikings.
I was going back and forth, to be honest with you, in the preseason, but I don't know. I just thought that, I couldn't bet against Aaron Rodgers. Well, now I'm seeing you
definitely don't want to bet on Aaron Rodgers this year. Maybe if it's the under, bet Aaron
Definitely
Rodgers.
Not in fantasy, that's for sure.
NFC West. No, none of us saw the Seahawks winning this one.
No.
And, I mean, they're only one game up on the 49ers, who's one game up on the Cardinals, who's one game up on the Rams. The Rams don't really have a shot.
Yeah.
Cardinals,
outside shot. I mean, they're only
49. The 49ers, Jimmy G's nothing fancy, but he gets it done. He gets the win. So, Futch, 49ers or Seahawks?
Oh, 49ers. They were my pick when we did this early on. And I think they're the team there in the NFC West. I feel like the Seahawks are okay right now, but you get in those divisional games, I think things can happen. Geno Smith, no doubt, has played out of his mind. So I think that's a great step for Seattle. I think they're in a good spot. Geno Smith still has time there and can really be that franchise piece, but I just, that's crazy to say, but it is. And I feel like he's a role player, and that's what they need there in Seattle. I think with Russell Wilson, the whole thing was, we're going to ride and die with Russell Wilson. And, you saw where that went. But it seems like Geno Smith is the right fit in that offense, and he's been there long enough to know it. But like you said, the 49ers, you go out and get Christian McCaffrey. That's a big move, especially with Trey Lance going down. There were high hopes. But Jimmy G, just getting it done. I just feel like he's the old trusty Russ, and he was in New England too. If Brady went down, he was the guy, and he has tons of experience. Doesn't look like he's aged at all. I need to get on that anti-aging cream that he's on, and play in the NFC West.
Yeah, definitely. Tyler, did you see Geno Smith leading the Seahawks to what they were doing, or do you think the 49ers are going to end up taking the throne back?
I think the 49ers are going to take their throne back. I mean, I picked the team that, the Rams in the preseason because I was thinking, they won the Super Bowl. They're going to do good. Well,
yeah, they went all in last year to win the Super
hangover.
Bowl.
So I'm going to go with the team who owns them, the San Francisco 49ers. Like Jacob mentioned, adding Christian McCaffrey. I mean, you already have Debo there, so your offense just gets better. So I think the Seahawks have been a good story, but I feel like in the second half, you're going to start to see them kind of tail off. Their offense, I think people are starting to figure out how to defend Geno Smith. So in the end, it's got to be the 49ers that win this division.
Interesting stat here. You've got the Seahawks score the most points in the division at 257, but allow the second most points at 241. Only the Cardinals allow more at 258. And the 49ers defense only allowing 163 points this season. So that's pretty good. I'm going to say Seahawks. I think Geno's going to –
There you go.
You just got to keep riding him, man. He's got his shot, and he's going to make the most of it. I really think it's a testament to Pete Carroll as a head coach because you look at what Russell Wilson's doing now that Pete Carroll's no longer his head coach. It's that gum. It's Pete Carroll's gum that makes the quarterbacks great. So –
well, it's like the Bill Belichick thing. It really is with him and Brady, and you see
it's the cutoffs that make the quarterbacks great.
It is.
I mean, it's just the gum and the cutoffs. That's all you got to do, coach. Just figure it out. NFC East. I mean, this one. I mean, the Commanders are probably out of it. I mean, they have a winning record, 6-5. But Eagles, Cowboys, Giants. I feel like it's really any of their. It's the Eagles to lose, obviously, but the Cowboys and Giants can definitely make a push for it. So, Tyler, who do you got?
Man, this is the toughest pick. You know what? I'm going to be different. I'm going to go with Dallas. I feel like that they've just been playing red hot. I know that they lost last weekend to the Packers at Lambeau, but I feel like the way that this offense has just been playing, I mean, they put up 40 points against the Vikings defense that was playing pretty good. So, looking at their schedule, it's very favorable. I know that they lost the first matchup against the Eagles, but this time they get them at home. I mean, literally their next – they had the Giants on Thanksgiving. Then you have like the Colts who've been sucking, the Texans, the Jaguars. So I feel like they can pick up wins, and you finish the season with the Eagles, Titans, and the Commanders. So I would not surprise me if this team doesn't lose a game the rest of the way. So I'm going to go with the Dak attack, go with the Cowboys to win that division.
I like it. Futch?
I'm going to go unpopular opinion as well. I'm going to go with
Commanders.
The New York Giants. No, okay. You know what?
You know what? You would be picking the Giants after you ragged me in the preseason for saying that they're going to be better than expected.
I did rag you in the preseason about it.
I'm still not touching any of their players in fantasy.
No, God, no. Well, actually, I did because I touched Daniel Jones only because Derek Carr is the worst quarterback in the NFL.
True.
So, the thing is that you mentioned Washington. Washington's not out of the race yet. To be honest with you, they're still.
They got one. No,
they're still in it, but
Philadelphia only got one loss though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the issue. I mean, you're 3 games back there, but you have the head-to-head as well. So if you do end up getting there, I mean, you're going to have to leapfrog quite a bit, and you need the rest of your games to go your way. But I think that, talking tiny bit on Washington, I think Taylor Heineke is the answer there, and that guy gives some energy to that team, and they rally behind him.
Man, Carson Wentz, fantasy owner, I love him.
Yeah,
because Carson Wentz never threw it to him.
Let's discuss Carson Wentz here for a second. Best season he's ever had was in Philadelphia, and he gets hurt. Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl. Ever since then, he's sucked. He went to Indianapolis, sucked. Is here in Washington, sucks. Bench for Heineke. The Commanders have Heineke as their picture for their season ticket holders. You walk into the stadium, it says, "Get your 2023 season tickets," and it's Taylor Heineke. So, I mean, he's got to see the writing on the wall. Take the back. I mean, they paid him a lot of money. Be the backup. Enjoy your life, and let Heineke run the show.
Can he be a starter anywhere?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I wouldn't even say
the Rams right now.
I think he has an opportunity in Carolina. I thought that he should pursue. I mean,
no,
they don't have anybody
better than Baker though.
Yes, he's got to be.
He ain't better than Red Rocket Andy
I feel like
Dalton.
that's like the only one because I mean the only other one would be Houston, but I feel like Davis Mills is better.
Davis Mills is the man in Houston. That's all I know.
Mills, he gonna get it figured out.
That man runs the show there.
So Futch, is your pick the Washington Commanders to?
No.
No.
I told you it's the New York Giants.
Okay.
They have a lot of upside there, and I think their tandem in the backfield is a big testament to what they've been able to do. Look, if you can run the football, if the Giants run the football well, they'll be there every time. So I think that they found something with Barkley finally being healthy, that they can compete in the NFC now. Knock on wood for the New York Giants, but I still think it's BS. I don't like the franchises themselves, the Jets and the Giants, only because, number one, they don't even play in the state of New York. They play in New Jersey, which is a joke. And they both play in the same stadium, even though there's a ton of land up there. Go build something. You have millions and billions of dollars, and you have to play in the same arena or the same stadium, on the same field.
Your northern accent's coming out here, Futch. I heard your little accent coming. You get fired
a little bit
up.
I just hate it. I feel like they should have their own thing, and that's the problem with a lot of teams in New York. They don't even play in New York. And that's the issue.
They should be called the New Jersey Giants.
Yeah, call them the New Jersey Giants. Man, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah, make one of the Long Island Giants. Go ahead and build a stadium on Long Island.
Well, okay, all right. I get it.
Manhattan.
Now, Long Island does not have enough space in order to put a stadium.
You think they could put it in
width-wise?
The Islanders arena in their hockey stadium somehow?
Just put it like in the ocean by the Statue of Liberty. That way you can have it in the background.
Just build another island. Call it Statue of Liberty Giants. Sure. The statues. I don't know. You figure something out,
dude. You might as well you might as well build something somewhere else. It just seems stupid. You got the Mets and the Yankees play in the same stinking town, and everybody hates each other from the other side. Everybody hates each other from the Jets and the Giants, but they both celebrate the same frapping seats, and they're not even in the state of New York. That's my problem. And then you go to the NHL, and you got the friggin' Rangers here, the Islanders here, and the friggin' New Jersey Devils here, and they're all within 10 yards of each other, and they're all just waving out their clubhouse windows going, "Hey, we see you over there. We'll be there tomorrow." And it's so sad. I'm just like, please, God.
That's a true-blooded Patriots fan right here going on a rant.
Yeah, New England. They represent the whole region, people.
There we go. I appreciate the
very passionate. I like
passion, Futch. I'm going Cowboys. I think the Cowboys, the way they look today, looked really good. Dax, he came back off his injury, and he seems to have it figured out. And hot take for you: Cowboys Chiefs Super Bowl.
No.
So
the Cowboys always
throwing it out there.
Playoffs, so I can't see it yet.
I think he's going to figure it out. They're going to ride Tony Pollard to the Super Bowl. Chat, if you're watching, give us your Super Bowl takes on which two teams are making it to the Super Bowl.
I can tell you one thing: it ain't going to be the Chargers, like I said in the preseason,
and it may be the Eagles. We mentioned that a few weeks ago.
I feel like if Wade was on, he would have said the Eagles. But I don't know. He loves Dallas. He always drafts Zeke. So who knows?
He loves the Cowboys. Wade is a cowboy at heart. He's a cowgirl at heart. There you go, Wade.
I feel like here's a hot take. I feel like a lot of people hate the Cowboys, but I'm like, I don't really hate them. I feel like
I think the whole America's team thing is kind of out.
I feel like they can be annoying at times, but like, do I hate them? No. Like the Falcons, yes, I hate them, but like the Cowboys,
we got a Cowboys lover that just joined the podcast.
I wouldn't say Cowboys lover.
Well, he's a Dak Prescott lover. We got
Absolutely.
Cameron coming in as our special guest. How you doing, Cam? You finished Yellowstone?
Yeah, we finished it. It was a good episode. So that's part of the deal. Sunday nights we watch Yellowstone. So
there you go.
Sunday nights, it's not for the boys. It's for Yellowstone.
Absolutely.
I got it recorded. I'll be watching it after. We were just discussing our picks for all the division winners, and I threw out
in the comments and got them rolling.
Yeah, I asked Super Bowl predictions. We got Neil coming in, Dolphins versus Cowboys. We got Matt Jones, Eagles versus Bucks. Brady gonna get laser focused. Yeah, he doesn't have a wife anymore. He doesn't have to take care of his kids. He's just full on football.
I don't know if Matt knows this, but both of those teams are in the NFC.
Come on, Matt.
Maybe the NFC Championship, but not.
Yeah,
I was waiting for somebody to do it.
I just realized it too. Matt, we need somebody on the other side of the conference there. So, and he also says he loves your fantasy trophy back there.
Absolutely. Just got the nameplate this weekend for it to add my team name to it. So finally got that going.
There we go. Cam, do you see your Cowboys? Well, not your. I guess they're not your Cowboys. Do you see Mr. Dak Prescott bringing the Cowboys to the Super Bowl?
I mean, they haven't looked bad. I find it tough to see any NFC team beating the Eagles this year. I mean, they've looked. I didn't get to see how they did today. We were on the road.
They won by.
They didn't look good.
But I know last week they didn't look the best. But I mean, up until last week, they looked like the best team in the NFC by far. So,
well, they they were slow today. I think the Colts just shocked them. They came out firing with Jeff Saturday as their coach now.
Gotcha.
But they won on a last-second field goal. They'll probably get it figured out. It'll probably end up being the Eagles, not the Cowboys. But I like to just start a little controversy. But we can go ahead, and now that we got Cam, we were going to start college football. We figured we might as well wait because we went rambling. Futch went on a ramble about on the New York Jets and Giants playing in the same stadium and how he hates people from New York. So he's not a New York fan.
We're going to have any New York fans after this show.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Futch. We just lost a whole demographic up there.
It's okay. There ain't nothing in New York any good anyway, so it's okay.
So, but I guess we'll throw our NFL talk was brought to you by Fanatics. Tyler, you know what to do. Find the code there.
I got it.
Cam, you just mentioned that you got some gear for your fantasy football trophy back there. You can also get some gear for your football team, whether it be Dak Prescott or not. It might be your Bulldogs taking down the Ole Miss Rebels on Thursday, which we'll get into that in a second. But if you're going over there, you can go to our link and help us out, support your sports teams. Tyler, what's the fancy code tonight?
Well, it's kind of a buzzkill. I was hoping, it'd be like turkey, but they're doing some like zip thing. It's Zip Wave is the code. Zip Save actually is the code for today. So that's interesting.
So get up to 65% off using Zip Save, ZIPSAVE. Okay. Thanks, Fanatics. We were in the fall theme.
I guess the Akron Zips might have won a football game this weekend or something. So.
Or the intern that posted the links was making it a zip file and forgot to extract it, and it just put up a Zip Save on there, and they just rolled with it. So, but let's get to some college football. Spencer Rattler, everybody, he finally did it. Let me get it. Spencer Rattler. That's what I used to call him when it.
If you're wondering, Gus Johnson said it that exact same way, and for Sam Ehlinger too.
There we go.
I know Jacob loves that man.
Who would have saw South Carolina taking out Tennessee?
Nope. I bet them Tennessee to cover the 22, and South Carolina did that.
Yeah, so that was wild. Cam, did you catch that game yesterday?
So I did not get to catch the game. I was watching the highlights through my phone and the score updates. We were a bit busy this weekend, but I think the best part of it was my coworker Tim, that I know Chet affectionately knows as Skeeter, texted me. He's a big South Carolina fan.
Yeah.
And he texted me and said, "This is Heisman worthy Spencer Rattler tonight." And I said, "Yes, first time all season."
Yeah, he finally figured it out.
Yeah,
I mean,
about time.
he was rolling down. Well, he was Heisman race last year and lost his job to Caleb Williams, who's probably going to win the Heisman this year. South Carolina ran out of fireworks. The last touchdown, they just turned the lights off. They were just like, we got nothing for you guys. So they just
did a light show. Like, oh, well, we got to do something.
So, I mean, they won 63-38. Unfortunately, Hendon Hooker tore his ACL. They announced it today, so he's done.
I saw that. When I saw the tackle, I was like, yep, that's ACL.
Yeah. Well, he didn't even tear it on the tackle. He tore it on the grass before he even was tackled. I mean, that's that's the part that's crazy.
I saw it, and I was like, yep.
It was really non-contact.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he can, get that rehabbed, and it's probably going to affect his draft stock, but I can't – not that much. I mean, the draft's not till April. He's got 6 months to rehab it ACL, and then they don't start until August for preseason. So he's got a pretty long time. He'll probably come back strong, but he may slip a little bit. And since we were talking about the Spencer Rattler, we got to jump into our who got that dog segment.
That dog,
So let me play the intro here that Tyler put together for us. And why is it not playing? So this week's Who Got That Dog brought to you by Buffalo Bayou Brewing Company. World Cup's on. We got college football, NFL. Houston sucks, so don't go watch their games there. But you can go check the Rockets out. Check out our friends over in Houston at Buffalo Bayou Brewing.
Do they even want to go check out the Rockets? They're bad too.
Okay, go watch another team play and enjoy some beer. There you go. You got the Houston Cougars. I mean, they're good in college basketball. I think they're ranked number 3 in the country.
They are.
But this week's segment of Who Got That Dog in Them is brought to you by Buffalo Bayou Brewing Company. Check them out at buffbrew.com. Let them know we sent you if you're in the Houston area. Try out their pregame IPA. It's pretty good. I meant to have it tonight. I drank it last week. Forgot to bring it on tonight, but I'm going to pick me up a case before I go on home for Thanksgiving so I can share it to the fam. Maybe Cam can get some extra one. Yeah, we'll bring home some beer for Cameron there. So I said it. My pick for Who Got That Dog in Him is Spencer Rattler. I mean, the dude, he had 4 touchdowns and 250 passing yards in the first half. Okay, and then comes out, only throws 2 more touchdowns after that. But I mean, he ended with, I think it was like close to 400 passing yards and 6 touchdowns.
He eclipsed 400.
Did he? Okay. Well, if you would have read me that stat line before the game, I'd have said, oh, that was Hendon Hooker. Definitely.
Yeah.
No. I mean, Spencer Rattler came out. He had something to prove. And I think they take down Clemson, but that's not going to be my upset pick. I know Wade wants to pick that as his upset pick for next week, so we'll let him take that one. But I think they have a real shot next week if Spencer Rattler plays how he did tonight. So, Futch, who got that dog in him for this week?
Mine is a collective group of people from the same game that you're talking about, and it's South Carolina's receiving core. They had a game, and thanks to Spencer Rattler, but I mean, I saw some of the best catches all year there. A late throw.
Well, for the poll that we're going to have to do, we're going to have to pick one.
Yeah.
We'll just put South Carolina receiving team.
Is it going to be Josh Van?
Basically. But it's, a crazy catch there that was made was absolutely wild. Reached right over the top of the guy and just stole the ball from him. Oh my god!
Dude was talking smack the whole game. You're down 25 and you're talking crap to the wide receiver, and then he mosses you. Like, dude, get off the field.
Rough. That's rough. So. Yeah, he should have just walked off, taken his helmet off, and helped Hendon Hooker back to the locker room.
Really. Cam, you got one for this week?
I mean, like I said, I was busy. I didn't get to watch too much football. But from the stat line I saw, I know it's not the best game, but I kind of got to go with my boy Will Rogers. I mean, he went 30 for 37, 301 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I mean, I know they're playing East Tennessee.
I mean, put that up every week.
Yeah. Sorry, Wade's sister. She goes to Eastern Tennessee State. I was hoping maybe they'd make it a game, but didn't happen. So, Tyler, who got that dog in him for you?
Yeah, last week I went to NBA, but this week I'm going back to college football and SEC country. I'm going to go Raheem Rocket Sanders, a running back for Arkansas. This man you put Arkansas on his back. 24 carries, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a blowout victory against Ole Miss. And as you know, Ole Miss did not look great that game, and Arkansas's offense just was able to do everything. So Raheem Rocket Sanders got that dog in him.
A little extra who got that dog in him, Vanderbilt. Just the whole college.
Our team dog of the week is Vandy.
Yeah, they're winning next week.
Hey, y'all called me crazy last week when I said, what
especially
if Vandy
without
beats
Hendon
Tennessee?
Hooker. I mean, they got a shot now. I mean, because what's Tennessee's mindset going to be? I mean, the playoff is gone, so what's there to really play for them?
I would love to see Vanderbilt beat Tennessee next week. That would be absolute chaos.
Oh, yes, I like that. Matt said he has that hog in him.
There we go. Yeah, he was texting me. He was pretty upset. Matt's an Ole Miss fan, and he did not like seeing Raheem Sanders run all over.
For Raheem, he's the hog in him.
Yeah, definitely.
Can we talk about for a second about that game? The fact that they paid no attention to the game in the third and fourth quarter and just had to have Jordan Rodgers be the entire second half segment on SEC Network as him and his co-host sit in the stands with popcorn and a blanket on. And at one point, Jordan Rodgers is walking up the sideline with an Ole Miss play call sheet, and I'm thinking Lane Kiffin just took his headset off and just walked to the locker room.
Lane Kiffin's gone to Auburn. He's done.
Oh my God.
So, speaking of that, they asked about it in the post-game presser about Auburn, which I thought that reporters got some balls on him, asking him, hey, coach, you going to Auburn after he just got blown out by Ole Miss or by Arkansas? Cam, do you think Lane Kiffin stays at Ole Miss next year?
I mean, personally, I don't see Auburn being an upgrade to Alabama or to Ole Miss. I'm sorry. They're always going to be second fiddle to Alabama while Nick Saban is in Alabama. So he's not going to be able to succeed. They're not going to give him enough time to succeed because Auburn is one of the worst in the SEC about that, where they expect the best, but I mean, you're never going to be the best when it comes to college football as long as Nick Saban's still coaching. So it's more of a lateral move, if anything, in my opinion. So I don't see a reason why he would. But, I mean, money talks. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, Lane Kiffin's done crazier things. So, but, I mean, I think he embodies the Ole Miss spirit, to say the least. And I think you all know what I mean by that. He seems to enjoy Oxford. So I think he'll stay there. And they had they really had some great transfers this year. They'll probably get it rolling. As much as I hate to say it, they'll probably end up, figuring it out here in the next few years, because I always love to see LSU beat them. But eventually the Lane train will roll through Baton Rouge, and we won't be happy that weekend. But didn't roll through a few weeks ago. Didn't roll through against Ole Miss. I mean, they almost beat Alabama last week, but who knows? We'll see. Another team that rolled through, Penn State, Futch's Nittany Lions. They shut down whoever they played. I didn't even watch it.
Let's not talk about it. They played Rutgers. They're terrible.
They played Rutgers.
I mean, we don't really even have to talk about the LSU game against UAB. No. I was a little worried in the first 5-10 minutes.
I wasn't. Never worried.
But Jaden Daniels came out, really proved.
I knew that UAB's offense was only good on the run. They sucked in the pass.
Yeah. And we held them to under 100 yards rushing, so that's cool. But I mean, they came out, they got the win that they needed. They played how they needed to. I don't know what Brian Kelly was thinking of having Jaden Daniels play like halfway through the fourth quarter. Like, dude, don't even risk it at that point. They were just teeing off on them, late hit after late hit out of bounds. But LSU takes on the Aggies next week. I may be at that game. Got some things in the works. I'm hoping they don't let me down and me go to College Station and we lose, which would just suck. But
that's going to be the most boring game of the weekend. You do realize that?
Not if we're scoring 60 points.
There was more excitement in the stands this weekend against UMass than there was on the field.
There's our co-host.
Hey, look at Wade. I saw SEC Talk was commenting. I was like, how is SEC Talk commenting? Tyler's on the show.
Well, no, it's either Wade or not. So.
Yeah. So, but speaking of the UMass A&M game, They announced at half that they sold 90,000 tickets. How many people? Let's take a poll here. How many people do you think actually attended that game? Tyler?
Well, probably in the first half, I would say like 20,000. Then by the half, about probably 500.
There you go. Cam, did you see the picture? I mean, the stadium was
the picture that I believe you sent. Yeah, there was maybe 2,000 people in that picture. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Futch, what's your number?
Rounding up.
What's my number? I'm gonna go right around 3,000. I would say 3,000 to 4,000, somewhere in that range. But yeah, that stadium looks empty. It is a big stadium to begin with, so it just makes it look even worse when there's only like 3,000 people in it.
So they announced 90,177 were in attendance. He didn't even say in attendance today.
There's no shot. That's probably the tickets sold. That's not the actual people.
Is that on the campus of Texas A&M?
In College Station. Yeah. There are 90,000 people here today.
Okay, there's 90,000 people watching this as we speak.
Yeah, if we can just throw out numbers, yeah. We're blowing up. Jimbo Fisher says it will be packed next week when LSU comes to town. I'm sure of that. I don't know, bro. I
think more people are going to line up to put down $1,000 to get that man out before going to that.
Yeah, if every person that bought a ticket donated $1,000, they could buy him out of his contract.
Yeah, that's all it would have taken.
It'd be right on the dot.
If he was my coach, I'd be forking over $1,000. That's for sure. It doesn't say how many people were actually there. But I'm giving them the benefit.
It's never going to show you the actual.
We'll go 5,000.
They don't want to be embarrassed, but pictures show it.
It was pretty bad. Speaking of embarrassing, TCU somehow barely beating Baylor, but Vegas knows they only had them as a 2-point favorite, and they managed to eke out a win. I will say that kicker, mad respect to him running out there with 10 seconds left and just putting it right through the uprights.
Yeah.
Didn't even take his steps or anything. Just ran
the
right out
crazy
to
part
a spot
is he
and
missed the extra point earlier in that game, and he goes ahead and kicks this one. That's just the story of being a kicker.
Yeah. If it was Dicker the kicker, I wouldn't be surprised. But this guy, I don't even know his name, but he got it done. So, what does that tell us about TCU? I know they're undefeated and they're ranked number 4, and they're probably going to stay at number 4. But do you think they finish undefeated?
If they do, they're going to get blown out by Georgia by the time they get to the playoffs. I feel like they're going to get beat like Oklahoma did in 2019. They're just going to get exposed.
Not Georgia, because LSU is going to beat Georgia. Let's be
okay. Well,
but
why do you think they're going to play Georgia?
I don't know. They're probably not going to play Georgia. They're probably going to play the winner of Ohio State and Michigan, but still, I wouldn't feel confident against them. I feel like, they've just been getting by teams left and right. So, we'll see. I think they'll beat Iowa State this weekend, and then they'll probably play K-State. And K-State is no slouch.
Depending on where that game is, if TCU has to play either Michigan or Ohio State, I hate to say it, but I give TCU the edge because TCU is a lot better team than Illinois and a lot better team than Maryland. And Ohio State and Michigan couldn't do a thing.
Teams that are just like not good, and it's all of those 3 teams.
Cam, do you think TCU stays undefeated?
Well,
through the conference championship.
Yeah, with if they play like they did this past weekend again, then no. But I'm sure they'll straighten it out enough to stay undefeated through the rest of the regular season. But we'll see when it comes down to it. I don't know who they're projected to play in the conference championship, but if they play like that, then they're not winning it.
It's Kansas State, isn't it?
Yeah, K-State. Okay. All they need to do is win this week, and that'll be it.
Did TCU play them earlier in the year? Wasn't it close?
Yeah, K-State was up big. They were up 20.
And they came back and won.
Yeah.
It's like 3 weeks ago.
TCU's been the comeback team of the year. I'll give them that. It's like every week they're down. They know how to face adversity. And Futch, you mentioned Michigan and Ohio State. Michigan barely beating the Fighting Illini. I was listening to the game in my car as I was driving. I was like, "Come on, Illini! Come on, hold them!" And nope, they just kick a field goal, win the game. Same as TCU.
And you guys gave me a bunch of grief for taking Illinois in the upset picks, and they almost won.
Okay, but they still played like complete, like you got to win the football game. Same thing for Baylor. You can't run the ball 3 times and try to win the game. If you want to be a top 5 team, you got to at least like pass it on one of those downs. Because really timeouts don't really matter in college football, not like NFL.
Yeah. Well, there's always a way for teams that are in the top 5 to win a game, especially at home. I think that a late pass interference call was the end of that game, and that really sealed the deal for Michigan because their field goal kicker isn't going to miss a field goal. He's the number one kicker.
Automatic.
Yeah, he's got the most field goals in Michigan history, and he ain't going to miss. But that's the problem there. I think that happened. If it wasn't for that, he was going to have a 54-yarder to win it, and anything can happen in the Michigan win. So I think Illinois would have had a better chance. You turn the ball over, though, and you got a punt. It was just a bad situation. Left way too much time on the clock for Michigan to go down the field.
Well, in Illinois' issue, they missed an opportunity to kick a field goal on like their 35-yard line, but the wind was in their face. So they really had no option of kicking. They had to go for it. What was it? I was going to ask you something about Michigan, and I totally forgot. But maybe it'll come to me when we get to Ohio State. Barely. I mean, the score looked bigger. I remember Blake Corum. Was he not supposed to play this week?
No, he was out due to injury. There's a good chance that he plays this upcoming week. I think it was a good. Yeah, it was a good rest week for him from injury. Gave some time for a couple of the younger guys to get in there because they don't have any depth at running back after Blake Corum. So I think
as we saw this week,
and Edwards was out too, so they had to go to their third string at times.
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State barely beats Maryland with Tua's little brother. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name.
Yeah,
Talia. Oh, it's easier than his last name.
Talia Tagovailoa.
He looked like his older brother Tua. I'll give him that. I mean, he came out to play. And I mean, the score, I think they ended up winning by 13, but they were only up by, I think it was tied up by 3, and then they fumbled and took it in at the final seconds for another touchdown. So Ohio State inching by again. Cam, I want to ask you, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU, which one of those is the fraud in the top 4?
Is that? I'm sorry, I accidentally just muted my.
Oh, okay. Ohio State, Michigan, TCU. Those 3. Who's the biggest fraud in the top?
Can I say all 3?
Yeah, that's allowed.
I mean,
chaos.
It's going to be whoever loses this weekend between Michigan and Ohio State. That's going to be. I mean, we don't really have to call them a fraud because one of them is going to be out after this week.
Well, before I'm saying right now, those 3. Who's your fraud that shouldn't be there?
I mean, I guess I'd say TCU personally, because I personally don't think the Big 12 is as strong as the Big 10, but I mean, I don't think either is as strong as the SEC, but that's just me. Maybe a bit biased.
I think we all agree with you there. Maybe not much.
Playoff picks are going to be extremely hard this week.
So there's not really a scenario where this. I was going to say, who do you think the committee picks a 1-loss Big 10 champion versus a 1-loss Big 12 champion? But that can't really happen because Ohio State and Michigan play each other. Well, what if Ohio State beats Michigan and then loses the conference championship? TCU loses next week, but then wins their conference championship.
Then we just get Georgia,
any of
Tennessee,
them get it?
LSU.
No,
and then we'll just give some other. No, I'm just kidding.
I think Alabama would then be back into the picture.
Alabama might be mentioned at that point.
Yeah, but it's Georgia, USC, Alabama, and LSU are in the playoffs.
I think at that point, whoever loses the big game would be the one that would be the most talked about.
Yeah, so especially if it's close.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and I think
it's North Carolina at Ohio State, right?
Yeah, North Carolina shot themselves in the foot this weekend because if they
losing
win,
to Georgia Tech of all teams,
if they win, they move into the top 10 based on what happened with those teams in the top 10. I mean, they absolutely shot themselves in the foot losing a game to Georgia Tech. How do you lose to the triple option at home?
They don't have to run the triple option anymore.
Do you think
you might as well be the triple option?
Do You think Georgia Tech takes down Georgia this weekend?
No, they're going to get
Hey,
Yes,
you said
come
the same
on.
thing about South Carolina.
Hey, listen.
No.
Georgia barely won this weekend. Actually,
that's what I was
I
going to get
know,
to.
but
Georgia
Georgia
barely
Tech-
beat Kentucky.
They won't
And
be
they
able
just
to
lost to
score.
Vanderbilt.
They won't be able to score against Georgia. There's no way.
so what I'm hearing is Vanderbilt is better than Georgia.
What I'm saying?
No,
That's what I'm hearing.
Vanderbilt's better than Georgia. They should be in the college football playoff. Few
I
calls go
wouldn't
their
go
way
that
during the
far.
season. I mean, you never know.
Okay.
They did start off 3-0.
Please. Playing Hawaii and like.
Okay. Yeah, Vanderbilt is not better than Georgia, but they do have a chance to knock off Tennessee. And Georgia, I mean, nobody's
Please
invincible.
don't make that your upset pick.
No,
I
I thought
to
about
go
it.
0-1 if you do.
I thought about Tennessee. I mean, it could happen. Vanderbilt's rolling. Tennessee just lost their starting quarterback. They have nothing to play for.
Tennessee's defense,
It's
giving
terrible.
up 63 to South Carolina.
I'm going to change my upset pick.
Oh my
because
God.
I know who Cameron's going to pick.
Yes, let's go.
So
We're about to have
changing
utter
it.
chaos here in a few
I'm
minutes.
changing
I'm just not ready for it. Both the playoff and the upset picks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get into our
geez.
upset picks. And this week's upset
Here we go.
picks. I'll go ahead and cue up the music. Here we go. You might want to mute yourselves, audio listeners, because it's kind of loud.
Yeah, it is.
Upset picks. Last week we went 2-2 with Neil taking Navy over UCF. Neil coming on as a guest. 1-0 in upset picks, automatic. And
Attaboy.
Tyler's upset pick of Arkansas over Ole Miss, getting it done.
Picks.
Yep, there you go. Futch very close with the Fighting Illini with the upset picks. And then
If it wasn't for that pass interference.
Yep.
if Utah would have started a little faster, they'd have taken down Oregon. They came back in the second half.
Cam Rising threw
2017.
3 picks. That was
Yeah,
not a good.
just terrible. And in hindsight, it wasn't really an upset. It was an upset when I picked it because Utah was ranked lower in the AP top 25, but in the playoffs they were higher. So I guess it doesn't count. But upset picks this week. Cam, since you're the guest, you get to go first.
Okay. Well, I have 2 on my mind, and I mean, I'm gonna go with the second. The first one I want to go with is South Carolina over Clemson, but I'm gonna hold off on that one. That's not the one I'm gonna lock in because I think I'm gonna go with Vandy over Tennessee.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I'm back to my original upset pick.
Like you were saying,
what? The more I think about it, I
Tennessee's
like
got
it.
nothing to play for.
I
They've
really
shown their
don't.
weakness. Hendon Hooker's out,
I
and
feel like,
Vandy is 5-6.
I feel like you're talking me into Vandy money line.
Vandy
already.
needs this win to be bowl eligible.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
that is
Vanderbilt
true.
has everything.
That is
on
true.
the
They have
line.
everything to play for, while Tennessee
Gosh
has
dang
nothing.
it. Here we go again.
I mean,
Also,
is Tennessee even in a New Year's Six bowl at this point?
I don't know. There's too many SEC teams. I feel like
Oh.
already going to be ahead of them because they're not going to be. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Like, are they going to be ranked ahead still of Alabama, or are they going to be behind them? Because that was a bad loss.
Yeah. So I mean,
In my
and
opinion, Alabama.
Alabama, Tennessee was a close game. There's no excuse to get blown out by 25 to South Carolina
Yeah, it was
like,
25 points.
when you're favorited by 22.
Yeah, that's not a good.
Or
That's
21
not a
and a
good
half.
look.
So that's not great. I like it. Vandy over Tennessee this week.
Absolutely.
Okay, Futch, upset pick.
I'm gonna get a little weird on it here.
Oh God,
That's what
I
we
love
like
it.
to hear.
Come on,
Let's get-
let's
let's
some
get a-
chaos.
Let's get a little weird.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna take. Shoot, no, I can't do that.
Go bold.
That's too much. That's
Go
too
bold.
much. Too
Do
much.
it.
Too much.
Say it.
All right, Georgia Tech over Georgia. On the
Let's
road.
go. I like it.
This is the greatest show ever.
I'm glad these
Georgia-
don't have to be realistic picks.
No, they
Look,
don't.
listen,
That's why
listen,
they're not
it was
our
either
parlay
that-
picks. We're
it
not
was either
parlaying
that
all
or-
these.
On a
I think you
serious
should
note,
just fade all these picks except for the Vandy one. I feel like that's got.
No, our
something
upset
behind it.
picks were actually pretty right. Normally.
Yeah.
Our parlay, you should fade it every week.
Yeah,
We've only
can we
won it
just
once.
make this the parlay from now on?
We might have to.
on a serious note, no, I'm not gonna pick that game. That's too much.
Uh,
35
I'm
point
gonna take.
favorite for the
I'm
viewers.
gonna take
35-point favorite. That would be like
I'm taking Georgia Tech.
I'm saying it right now. If that
spread.
happens, that would be a bigger upset than App State over Michigan.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
No, my actual pick is going to be Notre Dame to win on the road.
I was
thinking that. That would just ruin USC's chances, and it would be awesome.
It's about time.
Oh, Wade's also picking. Oh, he just texted me USC, but he's talking about
you got to change it. Pick South Carolina.
University of South Carolina over Clemson. I saw this one, and
we're gonna have to add another slot in the upset picks once we get the graphic.
Yep, we'll have to put 5 on there for this week. I wanted to pick South Carolina over Clemson, but I didn't want to take it away from Wade. I wanted him to have his.
Man, we got those are 3 picks that would just shake up the college football world on its head.
It would be insane. Well, Clemson's already pretty much done.
Speaking of, we need to get to South Carolina. Wade needs to hook it up. We need to get to South Carolina for a football game.
I just
like,
want to
my God, that is awesome.
We get there
I just want to be
Saturday.
there.
Can we make it? Wade, if you're listening.
Well,
Saturday,
no, I don't want to go to Clemson. I don't want to go.
No. Maybe next year we definitely need to go check out South Carolina game. Tyler, who's your upset pick this week?
All right. Well, I'm going to go to the SEC here once again. I feel like since Arkansas did me good, what was that about? It's the best conference in the country. You can yawn. That's what I was doing watching Michigan and Illinois. But I'm going to go to the SEC. I know this team's probably not going to be ranked, but Mississippi State over Ole Miss. I think
you stole mine.
Reclaimed the Egg Bowl.
Dogs.
I was going to say State over Ole Miss, but then I figured Cameron.
Well, I can change it if you really want it.
No, I'll find a new one. All
right.
I think State gets it done. Ole Miss.
Also, I mean, I just feel like Ole Miss, Lincoln
is
gone. He's going to go. I think he's gone in my
opinion. There's no way. We've talked about this. It's Hugh Freeze. Hands down.
Hugh Freeze,
you think? Oh, to all, I thought you were about to say to Ole Miss. I was like,
no, God. No.
I could also see Lincoln can go to Nebraska too. So
hot take: Urban Meyer's going to Auburn.
I'm about to say, I don't
Walker.
I don't think Hugh Freeze is allowed on Ole Miss's campus. Oh, shoot. Well, you know what? I don't want to take them because I don't think they win.
Go something big here again.
Do it.
This is going to be like Iowa State over TCU.
Oregon State over Oregon.
I like that.
I was about to take Michigan over Ohio
I like
State,
it. You know, Oregon State is really good. So I guess
Oregon State over Oregon this week.
31-3 on the road, or they were at home. No, 31-3 at home against Arizona State. So they played really good football.
Wade wants us to make it out to LSU versus Clemson in 2025. I'm down, but I want to see a game at the cockpit.
The cockpit.
The cockpit.
That's what it says on the stadium.
It says the cockpit. That's the student section.
Well, I want to sit there as I think it would be awesome. But yeah, I'm going.
Not going to lie. I was also on Notre Dame over USC, so I had to change mine to the state one. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see, we're all thinking the same stuff here. We're all thinking the same stuff. And so, like I said,
I have to put this up. I must know the cheer.
Oh, I don't remember now.
Oh my
crap.
Gosh. Unbelievable.
Oh crap.
Unbelievable.
No, I don't remember.
Wow.
Oh, I'm going to hear it for a week. I don't remember.
Well, our upset picks this week were brought to you by Yeti. Yeti offers free shipping on orders $50 and up. Black Friday's coming in. They're going to sprinkle in some discounts. You need to head on over to yetius.pxv.io/scramble. Stock up on your coolers, drinkware, and your luggage because we know you're going to be traveling for Thanksgiving, going to be traveling for Christmas. Might as well take advantage of their Black Friday deals and get you some coolers, some cups, the whole shebang over there at Yeti. All of our upset picks are with rivalry week, and that's my favorite time of the year for college football. So we got big ones. We got the Egg Bowl, the Iron Bowl. I'm pretty sure this is called the Beaver Bowl, Oregon versus Oregon.
No, the Civil War.
The Civil War, not the Beaver Bowl.
Okay. Not the Beaver Bowl.
Notre Dame versus USC. That's not Catholics versus convicts, but it might as well be. We got a lot.
I thought it was the university. What did you call it? Something University of
University of
switching schools.
Switching schools. USC. That's what I call them. What's y'all's Cam? I'm going to start with you. What's your favorite rivalry game this weekend? I already know what it is. So.
I mean, yeah. I'm a bit biased, but my favorite rivalry is the Egg Bowl. It's one of those games that both teams could go 1-11 that year, but as long as they win that rivalry game, the year can feel like a success. It's become a lot more prominent in the past few years nationally. I feel there's been a little bit of excitement during the games that has caught a lot of people up with it, but I mean yeah. And so it's been that's definitely my favorite. And a little insider information I've heard for the game. There's quite a lot of state fans who are not quite happy with Mike Leach. So along the Bulldog rumor mill is that if he doesn't pull it out this week, then we may be looking for a new head football coach. So keep that one in mind right there.
Hugh Freeze, baby.
That would be one of the craziest turn of events.
No, the craziest turn of events is that Lane Kiffin goes to Mississippi State and turns on
my gosh.
I can tell you Lane Kiffin like something that Oxford has that is a lot more prominent than it is in Starkville. So
yes.
Futch, what's your favorite rivalry game this weekend?
I'm going to go Oregon State, Oregon. I cannot give it to Michigan and Ohio State because that's not a rivalry game. That's a bunch of bull crap. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Civil War. I hope they shoot muskets and throw grenades at each other at this one because it will be because I think Bo Nix is going to die in the backfield this weekend. I just feel like Oregon State's defense is crazy. They're really good. I think they're underrated. Big time. So I think they get a big win, and I think Oregon, their college football hopes or their playoff hopes are dashed because of a loss to a really good Oregon State team.
Tyler, what you got?
Well, usually during rivalry week, I always love watching the Iron Bowl. I mean, I know that this year it's probably going to be a blowout. Auburn,
hey, you never know. You never know.
I mean, there's just so many great memories. You got the comeback, you got the kick six. Obviously, I'm saying all the Auburn ones because I feel like Alabama, every time they win, either it's in a blowout or in a close.
It doesn't really matter when they win. So.
Yeah, but other than that, the other really rivalry that I like, it's not on rivalry week, but it's the Army-Navy game. I mean, whenever the troops get together, I mean, you always got to watch that. I know it's only like a 13-9 game, but they always play, good defense, This year they're not too good, so it'll probably be like a 3-2 game, but still.
That one's about the patriotism more than anything else.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Yeah. You gotta watch it for the patriotism.
Yeah.
Mine. So I was gonna say the Egg Bowl. I love that one, and I was gonna say the Iron Bowl. I got one outside the SEC. We got a Pac-12 after dark. Washington State.
The Apple Cup.
The Apple Cup was great when they had Gardner Minshew out there winning the thing. So it's always that late night. That's like the only
year that they won it, like in the past decade.
Yeah, it's always that late night. Just weird things happen up there in Washington when you get at
in general. No. In general, weird things happen.
So I like watching that one. I mean, you got North Carolina State and North Carolina. I mean, you got both of them are in top 25.
Usually the war on I-4 is good, but South Florida is 1-10 this year.
It's a great rivalry.
I've never heard that. That is awesome.
It's South Florida and Central Florida because they both their schools.
That one game, I don't know what year it was, but they had like South Florida scored, and then UCF the next play took the kickoff return for a touchdown. It was just a crazy environment. I think that's like the best game that I've ever watched.
Hey, the way UCF's been playing this year, they suck. Because they were in the top 25, they're going to no longer be in the top 25 because Navy beat them. Yeah. So I think South Florida's been holding out all year. They're going to win by a touchdown. It's going to be wild. It's just weird. I don't even know where the game is this year.
It's in Tampa?
Well, one of the good things is it doesn't matter what your record is when you go into rivalry week. You got teams making a last push for college football playoffs, or we said earlier, I mean, Tennessee doesn't have anything to play for, so Vandy's probably going to come in there and get it done. But Ole Miss's chances are gone. But all that matters to them now is the Egg Bowl. So you got State and Ole Miss playing for their own championship. Auburn and Alabama. I could see Auburn coming in there with Cadillac Williams and maybe giving them a shot because what is Alabama playing for? They're not making it to the playoffs. They got a New Year's Six, but you think Nick Saban and that Alabama team really cares about a New Year's Six bowl? No, because he's probably going to retire if they lose to Auburn. So it's anything can happen, and that's why I love it. And it's the last week of the season, so it's great. I told Tyler, I was like, let's keep it around an hour and a half tonight. But yeah, we're already over that. So we got to go with it is what it is. Got to go into the college football playoffs, and then we'll kick it to the World Cup. The main reason why we had Cam come on the show. So here's the intro for college football playoffs, brought to you by our new graphics manager, Mr. Tyler. If you're not watching on YouTube, you're not getting the full experience. But college football playoff predictions, they change every week based on what happens. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all mine to start it off. I've got Ohio State at number 1 because I think they beat Michigan next week. TCU at 2, LSU at 3, Georgia at 4. Mine's been pretty consistent, just really Michigan and Ohio State flipping back and forth because I never know who I'm going to pick, and they always play terrible but end up getting the win. But I think Ohio State looked a little better. So Ohio State, TCU, LSU, taking down Georgia, the SEC championship, but Georgia's still getting in. Tyler, who's yours?
Well, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, this is probably the toughest that I've had with this playoff prediction, and I love it. The chaos is here. I have chaos on the horizon. I think that Notre Dame is going to beat USC this week to put them out of the playoff, and then I also think that TCU is going to lose in the Big 12 championship to put them out as well.
Okay.
So I think that opens up 2 doors for a team. Tennessee, I thought, that they're going to really be 100%, but since they lost to South Carolina pretty handily, they're out. Yep. So, that opens up 3 doors to the college football playoff all of a sudden. So, number 1 is going to be Georgia. I know I have all the LSU stuff in the background. I don't really see it right now, to be honest with you. But I just feel like Georgia, the way that they've been playing, I know that they only put up like 16 points against Kentucky, but I think they were just trying to get through that game without being injured. I feel like they're going to put it on Georgia Tech this weekend. Number 2 is going to be Ohio State. I feel like I don't know what to expect from that game. I feel like it could go either way, but I'm just going to go for Ohio State. I feel like their offense is, more better because, once Michigan, once they can't run the ball, they can't really pass it. J.J. McCarthy is still, trying to work out the kinks. And then number 3, this is where I get interesting. Clemson is going to find its way back into the playoff this year.
You don't think the Cox are going to get it done?
Yeah, I feel like Clemson is going to win out. I thought that North Carolina had an opportunity to take the ACC championship, but they haven't really looked good on both sides of the ball. So Clemson, with the loss of TCU and USC is going to sneak back in. And then I'm going to have Michigan. I think they're going to, I know that they lost to Ohio State, but I think they're going to lose to them pretty close. So that's your top 4.
Okay. Futch, who do you got?
I'm going to go with Georgia at 1. I think that's pretty automatic. Unless Georgia Tech wins, then
Georgia shakes his head at LSU being Georgia, but says that Georgia
Tech. Okay, sure.
No, well, everybody talks about in the SEC that it just means more. So, maybe it just means more in an SEC game. So, that's one of those things where it's an in-state battle, and here come all the 5 stars that have been hiding in the library at Georgia Tech, and they're all going to come out there and actually play some football. I got Georgia at 1. 2 is Ohio State. They're way better than Michigan. Michigan looked terrible defensively and offensively this week, so I'm going to go with Ohio State at 2. Plus, they're playing at home. Number 3, I'm going to go shoot, man, this is a rough one. I'm going to go with TCU at 3 still. I still think that they can win out. And looking at those teams, I still think that they have the best chance to make it there based on what happens. And then number 4, I want to roll with the Gamecocks, but it seems tough against Clemson. So I'm going to roll with Clemson at 4 there. So that way, finally, we have 4 teams from all different conferences in the playoff.
And I will say it till I die.
I thought you would like to see 2 Big Ten teams in.
No, I hate that. That would never happen. And then, hey, look,
Big Ten.
So what?
But you're Mr. Big Ten. Wouldn't you want to see 2 teams from your conference?
No,
You
that's
should
that's
change
selfish.
your Twitter name to @Jacob_Futch_10 since you're Mr. Big Ten.
Actually, I tolerate the Big Ten. I actually hate the Big Ten in some respects because I hate the people that run the Big Ten. I hate the people
joining the SEC. Is that
no,
is that
God,
what we're hearing?
Jesus Christ. I know, no. I think that I think it's a mess though. You got too many bad teams in there. The SEC is the overall better conference when it comes to teams because of talent. Because the talent is not there in the lower tier teams in the Big Ten, and it just drops off immediately, especially in the Big Ten East. So, yeah.
Cam, who's your? We do it college football playoff rankings at the end of the season. Who do you got finishing in the top 4?
So I'm gonna come in with a few hot takes here. So I'm gonna say TCU gets upset, whether it's this week or in the conference championship. And also, I'm going to give a shout out to my coworker, Parker, and go with his team, Michigan, winning it all. So not winning it all, but winning the Big Ten.
Yeah, winning the game.
Taking out Ohio State.
Yeah. And so, and then also I'm going to have LSU upsetting Georgia in the SEC championship. So I'm going to say my rankings are Michigan 1, USC number 2,
Ooh, okay.
Georgia 3, and LSU 4.
Okay, so we
wait. So even if LSU beats Georgia,
I mean those two can be flipped, but at the same time,
if LSU wins,
happening.
they're just going to sneak in. They're going to go to the 4 spot.
Yeah. They're going to have to keep LSU and Georgia at 3 and 4.
Right.
So
yeah,
they're not going to determine if the SEC championship loss is better or worse than LSU's 2 losses.
I mean, we've seen it happen before. Georgia, Alabama, when
that
Alabama
was the national championship. They're not going to.
No, I'm saying in the SEC championship. I forget who it was that lost, but they went from 1 to 3, and the person that won went to 4.
Yeah,
that necessarily have. I mean, the 3 and 4 really
the rankings at that point don't really matter as long as they don't have a back-to-back game like that.
I like it. So Michigan, USC, Georgia, LSU. Georgia would absolutely destroy.
Honestly, that's the playoff that I would want.
Absolutely destroy. I mean, USC has 0 defense.
Georgia, they would beat the brakes.
And I think LSU would give Michigan a run for their money. You shut down the run.
Defense-wise, defense-wise.
I think that would be more a defensive battle.
Yeah.
Michigan has no offense. I mean, that's the problem.
It'd be like a 21-17 type of game.
Yeah.
Unless we get it rolling. Who knows?
Yeah,
you never know what's coming out of the
momentum of winning the SEC championship, you carry them through a game like that.
Yeah, and then you got LSU, Georgia, and I don't know if I want that rematch.
To be honest with you, if LSU can beat Georgia, they can beat anybody.
LSU,
Let's just
USC.
say that.
Oh, LSU, USC, and then it'll be when we beat Ohio State. They were calling they were the national champions.
The rumors
we could finally have that 0-3 matchup, come true.
Yeah, there we go.
I think the best way they could have set up the playoff at the start, if they wanted to do something like this, is get your 4 teams in there, and then once you get your 4 teams, just lottery pick who's going to play against each other, because I think that would make things a little more.
Not a ranking, just have them all in a ball, and it's just like.
Well, there's only 4. I mean, there's only 4 teams. You just pick who plays where, and that's where you go. I mean, that's.
So when they expand to 12, do you think they should do that, Futch, or should they keep the rankings then?
No, when you get to 12, I think you keep the rankings. That'll be a problem.
Too many teams involved.
Yeah.
Too many teams. Yeah. I mean,
especially if there's like campus games and stuff. However that works out.
Yeah. That's like hitting the Mega Millions with 1 ticket. Impossible.
You got Alabama taking on. It's when they're supposed to play like Ohio State.
Alabama taking on North Carolina, and beat 72-0.
Yeah, that'd be one of the million lottery for Coast Carolina if they don't have to play Alabama. Well, that's our college football top 4. We're gonna get to the main reason we brought Cameron on, and that was because of the World Cup. He's our soccer expert. NASCAR Neil's our NASCAR expert. We got Kicking It with Cam, soccer expert. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, if you would have told me that, I would have made a graphic on it.
Yeah, I didn't even. It just came to me right as I said it. Cam, you sent me the bracket. Let me pull up mine. And I had a pretty wild take. I had our boys from Croatia repeating, taking down. Who did I think I had them taking Brazil down in the end? Let me see if I can figure out how to work this thing. The final. I had Croatia take it down to Brazil on December 18th to win
That's
the
a
World
hot
Cup.
take.
Yes,
Very hot take.
It was a heartbreaker watching them
It is a hot
beat
take.
Croatia in France.
It was. But also, Croatia lost a lot of players from that year. So
we still have Luka Modric. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but I
He's
don't
like
see them
40.
repeating.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Personally.
I mean, it'll be a surprise if the U.S. makes it past the group round.
Hey, now
Honestly.
It won't
let's
be.
wait till the
It
group
won't
by
be.
group.
That's the hot take here. But hot take of the tournament.
Let's get to the group by group. First.
Yeah, kicked off today. The host team Qatar gets beat by Ecuador 2-0. Even Morgan Freeman couldn't get them
Are we
riled
shocked though? I mean,
No.
Ecuador was definitely the better team going into that group.
And I want to say, I mean, Ecuador ended up pulling it out, but there was already a very sketchy call in that game going towards Qatar. If y'all saw that,
yep, I did.
First goal, they took it under review, the VAR system, and claimed that there was offsides. And from every angle, there was a defender very clearly behind every single Ecuadorian. So it was quite an interesting start to the tournament.
Could have been 3-0, but still 2-0.
I mean, Ecuador still pulled it out. So
they still pulled it out. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
So we'll start with you, Cam. Who do you have making it out of your groups?
Okay, so Group A, I have Netherlands and Ecuador as 1 and 2. Group B, I have England and US as 1 and 2. Group C,
England number 1.
Yeah, England number 1, US number 2.
Pish.
I got to be realistic.
We're taking them down on Black Friday.
I got
USA over England Black Friday.
Group C, I have Argentina and Poland as 1 and 2.
Okay.
Group D, I have France and Denmark as 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Group E, I have Germany and Spain as 1 and 2. F is Croatia and Belgium as 1 and 2.
Me too.
G is Switzerland and Brazil as 1 and 2. That's another hot take.
That's a bold take there.
Switzerland upsets Brazil, but I have a reason for that.
I went for Cameroon.
I like it.
Number 2.
And then the last group H, I have Portugal and Uruguay as 1 and 2.
Okay.
All right.
I would ask Tyler's, but he doesn't get a say because
what do you mean?
Time. So he missed it by about 2 seconds.
Who cares if I can't get points?
All right. Who's yours, Tyler? Who do you got?
Okay. Pretty the same picks. I have the Netherlands and Ecuador getting out of Group A 1 and 2. I have Netherlands taking that. Group B, USA is going to take it. I feel like no one is going to give them a chance. England is going to see what it's going to be like. The war again.
The Revolutionary
England's
War.
going to be number 2.
Worked up in T, baby.
I think England still gets it out. I'm going to go Argentina winning Group C, and then I have Mexico at second. And then Group D, I'm going to have the same France. Benzema is actually out for the World Cup, so that's a huge loss for France. But I still think that they're going to be the best team. Denmark is going to be number 2, but I could see Denmark, be a sneaky pick in that. Group B, I'm going to go Germany 1, Spain 2. Group F, sorry about Croatia. I feel like Belgium's the better team here. You know what? You have your bias, but I just feel like Belgium has always made it to the round of 16 every time, and I think they could make a deep run. And then Croatia is going to be 2. Canada, I don't think that they're. I think their women's team.
That's your ancestors, Tyler.
There is
Canada.
Their women's team is better than their men's team. Let's just say that. Group G, I'm going to have Brazil 1, and then Switzerland 2, and then Group H, I'm going to have Portugal 1 and then Uruguay 2. But Ghana always is a sneaky team. You always got to keep track of them. So I feel like I don't think they're going to make it, but they're going to be one of the teams that advance the knockout.
I was very iffy on going Uruguay or Ghana. I will say that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, Futch, we'll let you take it away.
Group A, I've got the Netherlands and Ecuador there. I think that
pretty general consensus.
Yeah. Yep.
Group B, I'm gonna go the U.S. and England. Yes, we'll be dumping tea.
76. Got out Patriot Sports Radio, baby.
Group C, I've got Argentina and Mexico taking that. Group D, France and Denmark. Group E, I've got Spain over Germany, but they're still 1 and 2. Group F, I've got Croatia and Belgium there, and then
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Group G, I've got Brazil at 1, and you guys, I'm gonna go with Serbia at 2.
What?
Yes.
What?
This
They
is
can't even
intense.
practice soccer because it's negative 50 degrees.
Look, I get it. Group H, I'm gonna go with Portugal and Uruguay. I think that, yeah, I it's weird to take Serbia, but I think they're gonna do something weird.
I like it.
I feel like a sleeper in E. I know that we all picked Germany and Spain, but Costa Rica could be a team that could also come out of there.
No.
Costa Rica is just good for their hospitality. Let's be real.
Are they going to beat Japan? Probably, but I don't think they're going to surpass Spain and Germany.
I made these picks off of who I remembered in the 2018 World Cup.
That was
I don't follow soccer.
4 years ago. Teams have changed.
Is there anybody left from that?
That's the last time I watched soccer, 4 years ago.
They were 4 years younger. Croatia was. Now they're all like 40-year-olds.
But also, Paul Pogba from France is also out for this World Cup, and he was one of their stars in that World Cup.
That is true.
So, Group A, Ecuador and Netherlands. That's who I'm going with. I already knew Qatar was not an option.
I was going to say, watch Chet go Qatar.
Group B, USA and England. I saw Iran on there, and I was like, they don't practice soccer. So, USA.
Could you imagine the U.S.
I don't really want to trash talk like Iran.
Yeah, I will say, if it's USA and Iran, there might be another war going on after that one.
It's like North Korea and South Korea.
Yeah. Good thing they didn't qualify. Group C.
North Korea already won, according to their news.
The Korea Republic qualified. They were in Group H.
Is that just the two combined?
No, that's South Korea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Group C, Argentina and Mexico.
They would never combine.
Yeah, they no.
I didn't know. I mean,
they would never be at peace to
that would be a pretty insane take right there to have North and South Korea combined for a team. Group C, we're going to Argentina and Mexico. I picked Argentina solely because of Messi. I don't even know if he's playing. I assume he is. I mean, he was in the Louis Vuitton ad with what's his name, Ronaldo. Group D, Denmark and France. Australia was a sneaky there. With Pogba being out, I didn't know what France was going to do. So I went Denmark, then France. Group E, Spain, Germany. No, not Tunisia. Didn't even get a consideration there. I don't even know where Tunisia's at. Okay.
Oh wow, that's rough.
That's rough.
Group E, Spain, Germany.
We should have done like who gets last and everyone except for
Group F, Croatia and Belgium. Of course, I had to go Croatia, and I picked Belgium because
you know what? I am okay picking Belgium. The only one being on Belgium.
Group G, Brazil and Cameroon. I don't know why I picked Cameroon. Probably because you were coming on the show, so
I appreciate it. But.
Okay.
Group H, Portugal and Uruguay. Not the Korean Republic and not Ghana.
Why not Ghana?
I think what we do is we save the round of 16 for, it'll still be too late because they play on December 3rd.
I don't even know who I have in the round of 16 because I don't.
Okay, well, we'll skip all that part.
Let's just go to the final.
Semifinal. We'll do semifinals. Who do you got in your semifinals?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, fine.
I don't know how that works because I don't have the bracket.
Yeah, because you were too late to fill it out.
Well, sorry.
Damn, who do you have in your finals for the World Cup?
Well, I want to go ahead. So before I know Tyler doesn't have his, but my hot take is that everybody looks down on the U.S.
Let's just say how far do we have the U.S. going?
I did have them coming second in the group, but I have them making it to the quarterfinals. The only reason they don't make it past the quarterfinals.
France.
Yeah, I have them running into the brick wall that is Argentina.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I want to see them go that far. Just to get blanked by 7-0.
Yeah.
But so the other explanation I have is my other reasoning when y'all questioned me with Brazil number 2 was because I would have had them 1, but I heard I heard something this year. They said that they have done a prediction using the FIFA video games for the past 3 World Cups.
No.
And it has been spot on the past 3 World Cups. And this World Cup, they had it predicted that it would be Argentina and Brazil playing in the final with Argentina going over. And so the only way that those two could meet in the finals is for one of them to be number 2. And so that's why I said Brazil is going to come
Poland
number
coming
2.
out of Group C, correct?
I believe so, yes. Because my boy Robert Lewandowski is
that's wild.
Yeah, my boy Robert Lewandowski is
that is true.
One of my favorite players in the world. Had to go for him.
Yeah.
But so my finals prediction is Argentina beating Brazil. I heard that prediction. I was like, that's one of the juiciest ones I've heard, and I gotta follow the predictors this time. So,
and according to Bovada Sportsbook, if you bet Argentina 1, Brazil 2, that's plus 10,000 odds.
Where'd you hear that one, Chet?
From you. I just went through our text messages and found it. So if you got a little extra cash out there, audience, so you want to sprinkle some.
I'm not sure if you can still take it since the tournament has technically started. But
yes,
I'm sure
that was stupid that I couldn't put in my bracket when.
The officials at Qatar don't mess around, Tyler. Okay, you get the brackets in at 10 o'clock, or you're going to the firing squad. Okay, it's
Jesus.
But who do you have winning the whole thing, or who's in your finals?
Well, my semifinal is Argentina and Brazil, and then France and Portugal. I have Argentina and Portugal coming out of that, and I'll give it to Argentina
so
again.
We get a little Messi Ronaldo final. In the
yeah,
World Cup. I like
it.
I like it.
I had to do that. So
this is probably their last chance.
I mean, probably so.
Much,
they're definitely getting up there. I mean, they may both get one more, but I mean,
Ronaldo more likely over Messi. But I mean,
at that point, they won't be in their prime. So
I mean, only thing is you're going to see some other teams come out and do something a little different. Because I think a lot of these guys are getting older. Like you said, I think some of them are close to cashing out their Social Security soon. Basically, because it seems like there's a lot of young blood coming up in
that's why I think
multiple
the US
different
can make
sports.
a good run.
So
I think the US can make a good run because they have a
very young team.
So
I'll be rooting for the US, but I just don't. I think they lose to England actually. I don't think
I did have them losing to England in my group stage.
The day after Thanksgiving. It's the most well, I guess it's not.
Okay, you know what? We got to take it one game at a time. We have Wales tomorrow, so we got to focus on them.
We got to go up against Christian Bale tomorrow.
Could you imagine if it was on
Gareth Bale.
Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
If it was on Thanksgiving, England would not stand a chance. USA would come out and win 17-0.
If this World Cup was being played when it should be, it would be right around 4th of July.
It would also be 120 degrees.
Well, that's a whole other story.
If it was on July 4th, oh my gosh, England would just have to forfeit. I mean, there's no chance they win that game. Tyler, who do you have in your finals?
Well, I also
Did you
have
get to your finals?
What?
You said your semifinals. Did you say your final teams?
Did I say my semi? I don't even know.
Fudge. Yeah,
yes, Argentina and Portugal.
That's right. Who do you got, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't know who the heck's going to make it to the semifinals because I couldn't get my bracket in time. But a team that I think that can make a run is Belgium, so keep an eye on them. But in the finals, also have Portugal and Argentina, with Argentina winning. I feel like Argentina, last time they made it a couple of years ago against Germany, they ended up losing that World Cup. So I feel like they've been close to winning it all, but I feel like this year they finally get it done. So give me Lionel Messi against Cristiano Ronaldo.
Has Messi won a World Cup?
No, he's not.
No.
It's the year.
He made it. He made it to the finals 2 World Cups ago in Brazil, and that's when they lost.
He's due for a Tom Brady trophy.
Messi,
no,
or Ronaldo, have any of them won one?
No.
That's what's crazy about the World Cup. You have.
It only happens once in every 4 years. I mean, you get at best 5 shots at it, and soccer's a very
same thing with the Olympics
sport
as well.
Exactly.
And that's a stretch saying they have 5 shots because that's 20 years worth of time.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't.
A lot
as
of
I
training
said,
you got to do.
The last time I watched soccer was 4 years ago, but when the World Cup comes on, I get pretty fired up. I love watching it.
Are you going to be fired up this year again?
Dude, Black Friday, I'm going to be on the golf course, and I'm going to have my phone on watching USA take down England, okay? I'm going to be ripping drives, the most USA possible thing to do. I mean...
Why? They don't rip drives anywhere else in the world? It's only in the U.S.?
Well, I guess Roy's from Ireland, so... but
Hey, listen, unpopular opinion. I was talking about this at work today, at least for you guys, I think. But I think everybody out there should have, if not everybody does have, a sleep sport, as in a sport that puts you to sleep. Like you turn it on and you could fall asleep within 10
Majority
minutes
of the population is golf.
of watching it. Yeah, most of it is golf. For me, it's soccer. I'm going to struggle to stay awake watching game. I just feel like I'm going to have to hold my eyeballs
Played
open.
at I guess they are played at 9 a.m. I was
No,
thinking they were
it's
played at like 2
reasonable
o'clock in the
times. I
morning.
mean, USA plays
The world
tomorrow at
sport.
1.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, I don't know when they play.
They play at pretty reason. At Friday they play at noon or 11.
Well, yeah, they start them, early because they're playing it like around.
Yeah, I mean,
midnight or
Japan and
whatever.
Costa Rica are playing at 4 a.m. our time.
On Tuesday, you're gonna miss Argentina, and Saudi Arabia, 4 a.m. Man, I'm missing Croatia's first game.
Is it at 4 a.m. too?
Yep, I will not be awake.
Come on, Chet, get up, get
We'll
your
have to wake
jersey
up
on,
for
man.
that
Just
score.
in the
You gotta
living
root
room,
for
just
your
losing his
ancestors,
mind.
so-
Well, I want to go ahead and throw this out there, for the Sports Scramble podcast here. So this year, obviously, the World Cup is in not the best of places, but in 4
We already
years,
had this spiel
it's going to
last
be
week.
in Canada, the U.S., and Mexico, and they
Yep.
did announce that Houston will host games. So
Oh my gosh!
think-
Yeah, let's go.
I
What are we
think
doing?
Sports Scramble podcast and Cam
We'll be big
might
enough
need
by
to-
then. So
might need to have a
We
game
need
that we go.
We need
Yeah,
some
we need
media
press.
passes.
We need press passes.
Yes.
We need box seats. We need it all.
hey, we might
need
as well
everything.
start working on that now.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's
Sold.
go ahead.
We'll figure out who to talk to, and we'll get some.
That
press
way we
passes.
can, have 4 years to build and to grow our
Exactly.
audience
That
before
would be, if we
That
got
would be
some
nuts.
press passes, the
that
World
would
Cup,
be insane.
I would have to start watching soccer. I couldn't just show up.
The Olympics will also be in the U.S. In the next coming years too.
We get some press passes.
That's in L.A. though, so you have to
Yeah,
make
well.
a plane trip.
See,
So-
here's the problem with having soccer in countries that don't allow alcohol. It's just not fun.
The craziest is that whole situation because up until like last week they were going to, and it was
the
very
Ecuador
obviously
fans
planned
today
by
were
Qatar.
chanting that we
It-
want more beer.
Yeah,
We
it was
want
very
beer.
obviously
We
planned. It
want
wasn't
beer.
just-
You couldn't understand them, right?
no,
They
we
go,
just-
I found
they've
that
been
out
planning
Twitter.
that to sell as many tickets, and then last second be like, yeah, no alcohol. So
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
just
That
insane.
is wild.
So my semifinals, I've Argentina, Brazil, USA, Croatia,
What the? Wait a minute.
and then I got Croatia
What would
taking
you
out
do?
Brazil to win it.
Wait
They're
a
coming
minute,
for
hold up.
revenge. What?
I'm guessing you would be rooting in that matchup, USA Croatia. You'd be rooting for USA, right? You would say like, "Screw you, ancestors! I'm rooting for my
Nah,
home
I'm
country."
going for Croatia, baby.
What?
Honestly, I would
U.S.
be
is young. We
happy.
got another shot.
I would just.
That
be
is
happy.
true. Yeah, this would be like Croatia's like this is honestly
This
Croatia's
is
like
probably
last
Croatia's
opportunity
last
to go
opportunity for a
far.
while.
I know it's
Yeah.
probably not going to happen, but I also said LSU was going to be in the college football playoff at the beginning of the year, and look where we're at.
Okay,
So
if that
Zastra's already won the World
Okay,
Series.
okay.
Chet's
If
just
that
gonna be
Final
on a
Four
roll this
happens,
year.
then I'll get the Carolina Reaper.
what was that, Tyler?
If that Final Four happens, I'll get a full bag of the Carolina Reaper, eat it on one sitting.
The
Yeah,
entire
but-
bag
The
on
entire
on
bag.
show.
Has to
On
eat
show.
the Carolina
Oh my
Reaper
God.
jerky because North Carolina. It's season.
I didn't shake on it, but I will shake on this.
Much
If this
agreed
Final
on the
Four
North Carolina
happens.
one. So, and a little sneak peek.
Did I agree?
Yeah, I got the audio clips, buddy. Little sneak peek.
don't
Belly
know.
Up's working on something with Righteous Felon, so we may be sponsored by him again.
Yeah.
So who knows? And if that's the case, Fletch, you get a bag of Carolina Reaper. I'll send it to you.
I don't care. Yeah,
I
that's
will
fine.
send
I
it.
need to lose some weight anyways. Maybe just burn all the fat off.
Jeez. But yeah, I'm going with my boys, Croatia taking down Brazil. Will it happen? Probably not, but it's nice to dream.
Did
It's
you
always-
rework
It's
your
never the
bracket
favorite team in
backwards?
the World Cup either.
No, I just picked Croatia to win every time.
It's like I'm thinking.
See, I normally
thinking
do
Chet
two
just clicked them all.
brackets. I normally do two brackets where it's like the realistic and then my dream bracket.
Like March
The
Madness.
last World Cup, it was the same because I had Croatia winning it all, and they came damn near close. And this
It's
year,
like every year.
I didn't
every
have the
4
chance
years,
to do
though.
the second dream one.
Like
so,
you had-
Yeah,
your
I ran out
favorites.
of time, and
Yeah.
I only got one in.
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't say my full semifinal like y'all did. So my semifinals are Argentina and Germany, and then England and Brazil. And so,
Mine was something like
obviously
that.
Argentina and Brazil making it. So
It's all right. I did my bracket in a perfect area today. I did it
While
at
driving
work.
a forklift.
No, not that time. I did it at work, but I also did it. What? I don't know what she's referencing
I think
to,
to
but
the
the Carolina Reaper.
Lauren says no, he will not. Well, he shook on it, so.
We shook on it, Chad.
You're
6.5 hours away from me. We shook on it.
We don't have to do a full
6.5. What route do you take?
Wade's driving.
That is true.
But I forgot what I was saying now.
Something about drafting on a forklift.
Oh no, not on the forklift. I did my bracket. I did my bracket at work today, and it was perfect setting because nobody standing around me spoke any English, and I said, "This is the perfect setting to do something like this." Because I was
gosh,
I was so bad. I was like,
"Hey, Futch, your significant other says that you have to pass all decisions by her."
Pass all. Oh,
you sign a waiver form.
So
I didn't get that.
Before we end the show, I promise y'all a TMZ sports article every week. Yeah. Not much.
We're at 2 hours.
Billy Ray Cyrus did just get engaged. He's 61. His soulmate's 34. But
that's a wide range of different.
Yeah. And so my TMZ sports article, it's between the two. We already mentioned the Morgan Freeman at the World Cup. I gotta go with it involves Tom Brady's ex-wife, Giselle. She is now dating her jiu-jitsu coach. So that's I don't know, not much there.
7 Super Bowls wasn't enough. Had to be the guy with the black belt.
Well, now if Tom Brady tries to win her back, he's gonna get his butt kicked.
The belts and the rings, I guess.
Yeah. So he's there to act as a teacher, since Tom Brady could not. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Those kids look really good at kissing.
All right.
Yeah. And Jake Paul and Logan Paul possibly fighting in the WWE as a tag team. That'd actually be pretty cool.
Okay.
Logan Paul, actually, if y'all have a chance to watch his match, he actually looked very impressive for someone who has never wrestled.
Yeah.
I saw some clips of it and I was like, wow, he looks.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he committed to it. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the show. 2 hours, longest show so far. They just keep getting longer and longer because college football doesn't stop. So for everybody that tuned in, we really appreciate it. Cam, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We got the new Warzone just dropped. Everybody knows where to find.
Yeah. Can I drop my plugs like you do on my stream?
You can take the next 5 minutes and just
can I say it like 100 times in 5 minutes like Chet normally does? Check me out on twitch.tv/cmoneyaz, YouTube at cmoneygamers, and obviously the handle for the Twitter right there underneath at cmoneygamers. So twitch.tv/cmoneyaz.
Yeah, we usually tweet out when we're playing with them. For any of our audience wants to hop on in and watch us. We got some Warzones, so the squad will be back on. Me and Futch were playing the other day.
Got the new Pokemon out. Been waiting to play it. Got some stuff coming up. So
we took away from you playing it to join the show. So me and Futch were running up on some kids in the proximity chat. It was wild.
It is the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah.
My favorite is me and Austin would just walk up and just, I can smell you.
Audience, definitely go check out Cameron at twitch.tv/cmoneyaz. And you know where to find us every Sunday night right here live. If you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, maybe head on over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and follow us on there. Leave a 5-star review or 4-star. It is what it is, but we'd rather a 5-star. Anything helps, gets that algorithm moving. If you wouldn't mind going on there, just type in a little these guys are great. Cameron's going to win the World Cup and Fudge is going to eat some Carolina Reaper. First person to type that, maybe I'll send you some beer. I don't know. But gets that algorithm working. Yeah, I see Cameron down there typing right now. Gets that algorithm working so more people can find us and we can get some more support. But Sunday nights here, Sports Scramble. Monday afternoons, college football coast to coast. We say we don't go into in-depth analysis of college football games on Sports Scramble, but we definitely do. But Tyler and Futch take it way in depth. So for all your analysis, and honestly, listen to them. they'll help you win your bets because they know who's going to win each week, and we don't over here. And on Tuesday nights,
well, I'm the same person putting out the parlays.
well, don't tell them that.
Don't tell them the secret, Jesus.
On Tuesday nights, you can catch your all-inclusive SEC show, SEC Talk with Tyler and Wade. Are the shows still staying on the same Monday and Tuesday night this week, or are we switching it up?
Probably not Monday.
Okay, so we might have 2 shows going out on Tuesday for College Football Coast to Coast and SEC Talk. And as always, we release the audio to Sports Scramble on Tuesday, so make sure you go find it on there. Guys, anything else we missed?
No.
That'll be a little road show for me.
Check out twitch.tv/cmoneyaz.
There you go. So we appreciate everybody joining. We hope you all have a great week. I'm going to hit the outro music.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.